Downtime. I'm sorry, say it. It's in Xanathar's Guide to Everything. I believe it's page 126. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and get that going. Let's see. I think for you, it's just considered work, right? You just have to make a couple of rolls in regards to successes. You said you're doing more bounty work, yeah? Let's see. Yep. So you can make either an athletics check, an acrobatics check, an intelligence check using a set of tools, or you can do a performance check. So either that or using a musical instrument. It's up to you. Intelligence or performance. Okay, perfect. You can go ahead and, yep, just a standard ability check there. Or skill check. Okay. So unfortunately, there's not much bounty work now. It's actually starting to get really cold there at Candlekeep. Snow is, you've seen the first snowfall. Weather is starting to get pretty bad, and surprisingly enough, crime seems to have diminished. There's not a lot. There's a lot less people around Candlekeep. There's a lot less people traveling up and down the tradeway, or the coastway. And unfortunately, in your week of searching or working for things, you are able um, to earn a small income uh, of 4, which is 2 silver pieces per day. So you earn a single gold piece for your trouble. You mostly find work, finding lost cats or finding out who broke the wheel of a cart and things like that. But you earn a singular gold piece for your work week. Yeah, as a matter of fact, you certainly can. So at the end of the week, you are able to head over to the clother. I believe it is called, oh goodness, the Erudite Outfitters and Clothiers. And sure enough, Feldmar Bissett III has completed your cloak. He has successfully taken the Meanlock fur, or the little thistles, I guess, more or less, that you can call from their body that you have provided to him. And he has done his best to weave them into something usable and wearable in a cloak-like fashion. And I believe out of character, we determined that it's essentially going to hold the same stat block as a Cloak of Elvenkind, which does, I believe, require your attunement to it in order to work. And it only takes an hour to attune to an item. We're going to say that you kind of already know what it does because, you had it built for you. So generally, it would take an hour to identify the it takes you an hour to identify what the item does and an hour to attune to it, but you kind of already know what it does. Correct. That is yes. No problem. Okay. Hate to do this. Can someone say something in Discord really quick? Yeah, so apparently audio has been out for like the last, I don't know, 40 minutes on stream. So yeah, it seems that Discord is, apparently they couldn't hear me at first, and now they just can't hear Discord. So that I was trying not to make sure that was the case, but Twitch isn't picking up. Yeah, Anthony just said it's not working for everyone else. So let me see. I should be able to fix this pretty quick, actually, I think. Fingers crossed. I am sorry. click that. This into here. What OBS thinks about that. Do. Anthony put in chat. He's like, technical difficulties. Please stand by. Thank you, Anthony. All right, somebody say something in Discord now.
Hello, hello.
Hey, I think we're up and running. Man, look at that.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Kaon says everyone can be heard now. Perfect. So I think it's a weird thing with OBS. Apparently, if I have programs running before I open OBS, well, it's really weird. Sometimes they work if I open it during OBS, and sometimes they don't work if I don't open it during OBS. So either way, I think we got it fixed now. But yeah, okay. Thank you, everybody.
Nice.
You didn't really miss too much. I did a quick recall, a recap. Big bummer, but that's okay. We're getting into it. We're working on downtime now. We recapped the last session briefly. We haven't started the new stuff yet, so I'm sorry that you couldn't hear either of us, I guess, but that's fine. We'll make it work. Okay, so that was, let's see, Evie did some more bounty hunting work. Perfectly fine there. Who else knows what they would like to do?
Gamble.
I do.
Alaric,
Oh,
you need to have that intervention.
Alaric is gambling again?
Alaric is gambling again. Who would have thought it?
He has a problem.
Guys,
True.
Stop
it's
it.
intervention time.
Okay.
It is.
So
I'll give you peanuts if you stop.
peanuts.
He allergic to peanuts?
Okay.
Who's allergic? House looks at him confused. Who is allergic to peanuts?
As a
And me?
as a Kirkpa, I'm sure that's very concerning.
I look at Alaric differently, knowing you're this lethal, but peanuts get you? Nah.
Apparently.
Kyle now thinks you have some kind of like debilitating disease, as like a Kirkpa who can't eat nuts is absolutely like unheard of.
Yep.
Okay, so let's see. You have to make 3 separate checks. You have to make an insight check, a deception check, and an intimidation check. That being said, if you have proficiency with an appropriate gaming set, like dice or cards, you can use that in lieu of one of the other ones, so as a substitution. So if your insight's pretty low, you can use your dice, or if your deception's low or intimidation, one of the 3. So
I do have
bear back real quick.
okay, thank you.
I do have a proficiency in dice set.
Okay. Then which would you like to replace? Insight, deception, or intimidation?
Let me check. Wait. I'd say insight.
Okay. Then we'll go ahead and do that one first. Go ahead and roll your first check.
Do I just click on the dice? Like, I mean, how does it? I've never rolled a check like that. Like,
Sure. So for you, for a dice set, it's literally just your it's just a d20 roll plus your proficiency bonus.
okay.
Since you're proficient with them.
Let me do that real quick. Plus 3. Also, I'm
D20
gambling with
plus
100
proficiency
gold,
bonus?
just to let you know.
Okay, so you chose 100 gold?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a D20 plus proficiency?
For a tool check, yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
22 in total?
22.
22 is pretty good. I rolled an 11. So you won your first one. Good job.
Let's
So far,
go.
you're only losing half your money instead of all of it, so that's good. Charisma, go ahead and roll a deception check for me.
Deception. Let me. Okay. Got +4 there. Shake, 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 shake. 21 in total.
Look at you. I only rolled
Hey.
an 8, so you're up to 2 wins. Nice.
Woo!
So you've now earned yourself 50 gold pieces, so that's nice. The last one is an intimidation check.
Intimidation only have. Ah, shit. Okay. Shake, shake, shake. 16.
Wow, I
total.
only rolled a 14. You won 3 times. Congratulations.
Ooh.
So you won. You essentially have won 100 gold pieces. So you get your 100 gold pieces back plus another 100 gold pieces on top of it.
Let's go.
I'm
Woo!
back.
Welcome back.
Actually, no, I'm wrong. I'm so wrong.
Wait,
You
50?
gain.
Wasn't
Oh.
it 50?
No, it's 200. It's you earn 200. So you get your money back, and you earn an additional 200 on top of it.
Oh no, he's feeding the
200.
addiction.
Yeah.
Oh
Three
my
successes
god! Stop
gain
feeding it.
gain double the amount you bet. So good for you.
He's never gonna
That's-
stop.
Yep, you're feeding the
Uh-oh.
addiction. Okay, so 200 gold pieces. Good for you. Okay, let's see. Anyone else? Who else knows what they'd like to do?
I do.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so after that last introduction and realizing how that trip took a lot out of me, I didn't rest enough and I seem to be a little bit rusty because I took a lot of damage from that fight.
Yeah, you did.
I'm gonna train myself with pit fighting.
Okay, so you're gonna do some pit fighting. Got it.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay,
So I think I need to make a strength check.
yeah, so it's similar to gambling. Actually, you're gonna do 3 separate checks, but you can replace one of that with an attack roll, more or less. So it's an athletics check, an acrobatics check, and a special constitution check. And you can replace one of those with an attack roll if you want. So I think for you, your athletics is pretty low. I think you probably have like a -1 in athletics.
Athletics, I have 2.
Okay, that's right, because you put your proficiency
Yeah.
bonus in it, right?
Yeah. Athletics 2, acrobatics 6.
Okay.
And what else?
It's a special constitution check. Essentially, you roll a d20 and you're gonna add whatever your highest hit die is. So I think for monks it's a d8. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
For my attacks?
No, for your hit die. Your underneath your health points, you should have an option that says hit die. That's what you use to recover health when you take short rests.
Oh, D8. D8.
Yeah,
Pardon me.
perfect. So it's a special kind of constitution check. You're gonna roll a d20 and then add a d8 to it. So if you, like I said, if you'd like to, you're allowed to replace one of these skill checks with an attack roll. So I would just choose your lowest, whatever that is, because your attack roll is probably going to be, higher than that. Especially
Yeah,
as a
that's
monk.
that would be my athletics check.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and make that attack roll first then. So go ahead and you're just going to roll like you would a normal attack roll. So a d20 plus your attack modifier.
Okay. +3. D6.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Okay. Unfortunately, you do fail that one, but that's okay. It happens. Go ahead and make your acrobatics check.
Okay.
I rolled
So
a
this
15, so 15 certainly
No,
beats a 4.
it's
This one's what,
uppercut.
+6?
Yeah, I think so for you. Your dexterity
Yeah,
modifier is 4,
it's-
and then R3, and then proficiency modifier is 3.
Okay.
Uppercut
D20.
them back.
There we go.
Beat him up.
Take.
Hello.
Oh,
My friend!
2 ones?
It's okay. You're
that was 7.
look at that. Yeah, that was a 7. Still not enough. I rolled a 21.
What's going on?
Okay, like you said, you got beat up, right? So you're still trying to work off the exhaustion from the
I'm
trip.
that
and
rusty.
I guess so.
The
So
Sea of
this time,
Swords did a number on me. Oh.
this time you're gonna roll a d20 and a d8 at the same time, and it'll be the total roll.
You can do it at the same. Oh.
Yeah, just click the d20 and the d8, and then
Yeah.
roll.
Okay.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. A natural 20 and a 5. Okay. I rolled a 20, but you still won. So
Oh,
luckily,
it's just-
you won 2 out of your 3, or you won 1 out of your 3 bouts, and you end
Mhm.
up winning 50 gold pieces for it. So
Okay.
even though it's you're working out some rust, but you're able to overcome. So
Okay. New tax bracket. Let's go.
yeah.
I'm ready. Nice.
All right. Looks like Emmy is up. So Emmy, what would you like to be doing?
Could I check on I kind of forgot what it was for, but it says here I hired
It was for your armor.
yeah, I want to check my armor.
Oh yeah, do we do that to just upgrade? Oh, we were making adamantine armor, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay, yeah. Were you trying to like help with the manufacturing of that? Like, were you helping to craft it? Because if that's the case, I can lower the cost for you. I think I charged you 250 gold pieces, similarly to how I charged Evie. But if you're going to provide some labor, then I think I can cut some of the costs.
I guess so.
Okay. Then that's what we'll say you're doing. So you spent your work week in there kind of learning some of the tools and tips and providing your own magic. In fact, rather than not being so good at tools, you did pray over the crafting of your plate itself, and it came out stronger for it. So you were able to assist with the crafting of your adamantine armor, so you can add that to your character sheet now. I don't recall. It was just adamantine, right? It was an adamantine breastplate. Is that correct?
I think so.
Okay. So yeah, you are now immune to critical hits, which is pretty nice. You cannot be struck critically, which in this campaign is very good because of my double dice rule. And you are good to go. So if you removed the 250 gold pieces before, because that's what we were going to charge you to craft it, you can go ahead and add 50 gold pieces back because you assisted with the crafting itself.
Okay.
And you're good to go. Fantastic. Then Kyle, what do we got?
More research.
Oh my goodness, Kyle. I can only give you so much information. I'm making most of it up as it is. What are we researching now, Kyle? And if you say that dragon one more time, I'm gonna have it eat you.
I wish. That'd be so cool to die to.
Eat me, mirror.
I'm gonna do research on the I forgot their names. The the higher ups.
The keepers?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Just the people that showed up that were standing on
Oh, yeah.
on the thing.
Sure.
You will not die this day now.
You will. Okay, so I
Read-
think what was that, Laura?
I said read to us, Kyle. Read to us.
Yeah. Okay, so for research, like I said, I've not been charging you for that because you're in Candlekeep. That doesn't make any sense, but it is going to be an intelligence check for you. If you'd like to pay money, you're more than welcome to. It's 50 gold pieces up to a maximum of +6. So, if you want to pay the 300 gold pieces, or no, I'm sorry,
300.
it's 50 gold pieces per one. So yeah, 300 gold pieces will get you a +6 to the bonus if you want. But for every 50 gold pieces you spend, it's a +1. I'm just not requiring you to, because
I'm good.
Okay. Then go ahead and roll to a research. It's just a standard intelligence check. I'm gonna go ahead and give you advantage on that though if you want it.
Oh,
You've been doing
sure.
a lot of research. You've probably interacted with the Avowed more than anyone else in the party has so far, so people are probably more familiar with you and are willing to point you in the right direction more so than, some other Seekers that they've met. In fact, no other Seekers are allowed inside the library at all, so the fact that you're in there is pretty spectacular. But I saw a 15 before, but you can go ahead and roll again. 18 is better than a 15, yeah?
So that's a 20.
A 20?
Yeah.
Okay. Unfortunately, in this case, a 15 isn't better than an 18 because the thing is so high. But there is, I can give you 2 pieces of lore. So what I'm going to do is I will give you all of the name. Well, you already know most of the names. Those can be found pretty easy. But is there a specific great reader? So there's the keeper of the tomes, Janusi. He is the keeper. He's like the head of Hogwarts. He's Dumbledore, right? And then you
Him.
have all of the great readers.
I want to meet him.
You want to meet him?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you won't meet him, but I can
Fuck.
try to give you some more information if you'd like that.
Yes, him.
Okay. Let me see what I can come up with as far as Janusi goes. Do
Bernadette, your mic is being a bit loud.
What? Nothing's playing in my background though.
Maybe AC or a fan.
No, the AC's not on either. Nothing's on.
Weird. We were just
Sounded
getting some
like
feedback. It seems
electricity.
like it's good
Ghost?
now.
Yeah, it's okay now.
Yeah, I heard that.
It's not a ghost, is it?
The spooky ghost.
No.
I mean,
That
we
is
are
so
in
weird. That
Candlekeep.
freaks me out.
Okay, so not too much is known regarding Janusi. You do discover that he is a devout follower of Denir. Denir is the god of literature and scholars, which kind of fits in given that he's the keeper of the tomes here at Candlekeep. He has been the keeper for a while now, and he has a pretty close relationship with his first reader, who is a 55-year-old female dragonborn named Skoda Vanaster, but her nickname actually is Bookworm. Not many people call her Bookworm. Janusi is one of those people, and yeah, learn a little bit about that.
Awesome.
Another one. What's the other one that you'd like to learn about? Anything else?
Any other names?
Yeah, I can give you all the names. So you have Alai Avonmore is a human master sage. They're all master sages, by the way, so you're fine. Alai Avonmore, Alchrist is a dragonborn. Darl Yashinti is a human. Fiminor Scrivenbark is a Lightfoot halfling. Kazrin Nyantani, is a human. Silvira Savikas is a tiefling. Tellus
Her.
Silvira Savikas?
Yes.
Okay. Sure.
I'm just picking random.
Oh, it's perfectly fine. Okay. So, yeah, quite a bit actually is known about Silvira. She's been to Candlekeep for a while, but she's had a long, history of adventures and things like that. At one point, you find out that she did, in fact, come into possession of a book called the Tome of Zariel. It is something. It's a book that High Overseer Thavius Krieg of Ultergard told others would help finally destroy the Vampire Lord and his undead minions that plagued Elturel.
Ooh.
Elturel's a city I think some of you may recognize from the other campaign, but it's not something I don't think you guys have experienced here. And she was actually part of that fight, accompanied by her companion Philaster Fisk and Jasker. Sabira enlisted the aid of the wise old sage Shandir and booked passage back to Elturel aboard the Hesperonis, which was a ship. Unfortunately, their trip was waylaid as their ship was wrecked by the Red Dragon Hordar, and when docked at Mintarn. But in the year of 3-ship sailing, Silvira was approached by a group of adventurers that were investigating the Infernal Puzzle Box, that was also owned by Thavius Krieg, or previously owned. And yeah, she made her way to Baldur's Gate to study it, and has now made her way to
Infernal
Candlekeep.
Puzzle Box?
Correct. investigating the infernal puzzle box that was once owned by Thavius Krieg.
Note: investigate the infernal
Okay.
puzzle box.
Great.
Yep, that's my next research.
So glad. Okay. Yeah, that's your more than 2 pieces of information, but that covers it.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay. No problem. I think that covers everybody, yeah? Let's see. Adon did some pit fighting. Alaric did some gambling. Evie did some bounty hunting work. Emmy helped craft her adamantine breastplate, and Kyle conducted some research. Perfect. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that covers your downtime activities. So those were some things that you were done, or that were done when you were able to. Like I said, for the last 2 weeks or so, or during the 2 weeks after the event, the breach of Candlekeep, there were a lot of avowed running around asking for your help. A lot of the sages, some of the high readers were approaching you as well. And you were kind of just given tasks willy-nilly, more or less to like calm small skirmishes outside the gates, or to, you know, just doing random things around the castle, trying to make sure that the securities, or that security is sound, make sure some of the defenses are still operational, that kind of thing. But as I mentioned before, it has started to get colder around Candlekeep. The first snow has started to fall. The weather is starting to change pretty rapidly, and with Candlekeep being on the coast like that, you don't really have much protections from some of the biting wind that. Yes.
Fuck. Never mind. I think it's too late.
Too late for.
Well, remember when I sent a letter to my parents some time ago?
I do remember that was quite a long time ago.
But I don't know if I could check if I received any responses.
Sure. Did you write that letter?
Yeah, it should be on your DMs. I sent it to you.
I thought I'd saved it somewhere, but I'll have to check the DMs again. I will say for now, because your DM is garbage, I'll say that you have not received a letter in response yet, but perhaps you'll receive one in the next week. How about that?
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. During those 2 weeks of activity, though, you have discovered that there seems to be a female halfling bard that is running around Candlekeep asking a bunch of questions. She calls herself some kind of reporter, and she seems to be gathering news about you all. She's asking everyone who's met you, and each of you are kind of approached individually and as a group. The first time that you probably interacted with her was as a group, actually. We're just going to go ahead and say that. And surprisingly, as you all are kind of relaxing, discussing, talking amongst each other, and enjoying your time, this, halfling bard approaches you, and she seems to be, slightly older, maybe than middle age. She's has a long scroll in her hand, and as well as a quill in the other. And she introduces herself as Thorell Moon Eyes, and asks if you would be willing to answer some questions.
Um, hello. What is this for?
Yes. I am a author, a writer, a reporter, if you will, and I like to gather the stories of adventurers across the continent. And word has come to me that you all are investigating a plague that is spreading pretty darn fast, if you will. And I wanted to ask you questions, as you all seem to be the first creatures, first humanoids that have really experienced the plague and come back perfectly safe from it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but I'm not
Good.
sure about
Yes,
my
yes.
comrades.
I should warn you, we are a pretty hard-hitting editorial. We like to ask the important questions, the rough questions, the nitty-gritty questions, if you will. So if you're not up for answering those, then maybe this isn't for you.
Well, let's see what you deem as nitty gritty.
Sure. Firstly, let's ask for all of your full birth names, please.
Security breach. Can't do it.
Already, huh? That's the hard-hitting question that you can't answer.
Who's going first?
My name is Steve.
My name is Jeff.
Oh, no.
Baby ugly laugh.
My name's Jeff.
I'm sorry, my
Yeah.
Discord had been cutting in and out for the last like 4 minutes on both my phone and my computer, so I didn't hear much of what was said.
That's a bummer. More or less, you've just been approached by this this halfling who is introducing herself as a reporter, and she has requested that she ask you a bunch of questions.
Ah.
And the first question she asked was for everyone to introduce themselves. She plays the scroll on the table, and she actually sits back. And as you all look around and notice, her scroll is actually moving by itself. She's speaking out loud to you and answering questions, but the scroll seems to be writing. Alaric, I need you to make a perception check for me. Actually, Evie, you can make one as well.
Okay.
Perception. What's my perception?
26.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, nat 20.
Okay, both of you notice really handily that the quill is working both in conjunction with the words she's saying as well as separately from the words coming out of anyone's mouth. In fact, both of you look over and you can see that at the very top of the page, after it's given a brief introduction, and you can kind of get a general idea of everything that she said as she came to the room. The quill has written out, the gentleman named Alaric claims his name is Steve, while the fairy named Evie claims her name is Jeff.
What the heck?
Jeez.
Is that how you're gonna introduce yourselves?
So what's the point of her asking us questions if she already knows these things?
Are you asking
Well,
me?
No, I'm asking my teammates.
Oh no,
I'm not sure.
Skills off.
but I don't like her.
I used to work for criminal stuff. I don't think I should say anything
Mhm.
in case I get arrested.
And I'll go first.
That makes the both of us.
Uh,
Alaric whispers.
I'll hop on the table. Hello, my name is Kyle. I'm a Kurpka. I still don't have my title. I haven't earned it yet, but I'm just called Kyle. I'm a squirrel folk. Is that what you wanted?
Thorell looks you up and down and kind of recognizes that you're now standing on the table. And so she like grabs her parchment and moves it a little closer to her so you don't like scamper on it. The quill's still moving, but as she looks you up and down, she gives you kind of the side eye and Kirkpa, huh? Please tell me, are you even a legal citizen here?
Rude. That's racist
Damn.
as hell.
I didn't know I was supposed to be a citizen. Aren't we all equals?
You see on the scroll in front of you, as it scribbles the word out, Kirkpa, and next to it writes illegal alien.
That's the lie, women.
Yes, as a Kirkpa, do you have any irrational fears or phobias? Do large birds frighten you? Maybe packs of wolves? Anything like that?
No.
Kirkpa claims to not fear anything. Yes. So, do you think the Kirkpa came out due to the desires of Myaliki, or do you think your kind was some kind of, I don't know, mistake caused by an elven experiment gone wrong?
I'm not
Alaric
sure.
would
Um,
look at her. Weird.
Kyle's getting scared by this lady.
Kyle,
Alaric,
as again the scribe continues to roll. Kyle, Alaric, and Evie, you can go ahead and make another perception check if you will.
perception.
18.
20, 30, 20.
Kyle, what was yours?
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
No, it's just that I rolled a 3, so I didn't
Oh,
think it
okay,
mattered.
gotcha. So you
So it
guys
was an
again,
8.
as I said, she's moved the scroll a little bit closer to herself, and the scrolls, the quill's moving pretty fast. Alaric, you can catch though that the quill has written out that Kyle is unaware of his species origin, and Thorell looks back up at Kyle and says, "Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate your honesty and your candor here." She looks to the group and asks, "Steve and Jeff and Kyle and you two, do you have any nicknames, street names, titles, nom de plumes, pin names, anything of the sort?"
Why
None of
you?
your business.
Are you a cop? Are you a police? What's
I
the cops in this world? Guard?
city guard, yeah,
Are you a
Enforcers.
city guard?
enforcer,
Trying to
investigator.
take me
No,
back
no.
to
As I
prison?
said, I am merely a reporter. I ask these questions. We need to get a baseline. We need to know who you are. Who are the heroes that are protecting Faerun?
I don't trust her.
I'm not going back to jail.
This one bit.
Emmy,
I don't like it at all.
actually, Alaric, Kyle, Evie, I need you all to make another perception check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good grief, Kyle. You guys are rolling 20s and stuff out the gate.
19.
Dirty 20.
Again. Oh
25.
no. Before we get into this, I didn't click the snooze button fast enough because I'm a terrible person. I'm trying to monitor so many things at once. We'll be back. I will take a quick 3-minute break. And I will tell you guys what you saw with your perception checks in just a moment.
Okay.
Okay.
No problems.
Alaric, no, like this lady. She's too.
Do you want to catch these hands? It's actually, I think it's Kirkpa, Kercpa. No problem. She asked if you thought that Kirkpa were a result, or were like born came about as the desire of Myliki, or if you were some kind of failed elven experiment. Which, to be fair, is one of the possible origins of the Kirkpa. Some of the things you were trying to research. Just a little guy.
Natural 20,
Okay.
total 25.
Perfect. So yeah, you both, you and Alaric, you guys are rolling crazy high. I didn't expect you to see all of this so soon, but you can see that on her page, after she's asked her question, the answers that come down. You can see that Emmy, who refuses to give her name or any nicknames, admits to going to jail.
Mm.
What?
Then
I
Oh.
whispered.
she then looks at like the rest of you. She looks towards Alaric, Evie, Kyle, Adom. Any nicknames? Anything at all?
Nope.
No comment.
Good.
No
Good then.
comment.
And no comment. So as you can see the scroll, Kyle, you rolled another natural 20, so I'll let you continue to see this as well. It goes down the list. It goes, Adom refuses to give his name and any nicknames. Alaric refuses to give his name and any nicknames. Blah, blah, blah. Same thing. Down the list, Kyle, it says yours. Kyle, who calls himself Kyle, has no nicknames. And so on and so forth. I believe everyone else has kind of refused to answer questions. She moves on. She's like, would you like to continue to answer questions as a group, or should I ask you individual questions now? I have plenty.
Maybe you should go take care of yourself and leave people alone.
Oh, I am taking care of myself quite well, thank you. And, well, not leaving people alone is actually my job. And she gives a little, like...
But you're being rude.
It's a very unfortunate job to have.
Rude? The truth is never rude.
You might... We're nice people. Kyle is a nice person. But you might not be lucky next time.
I like to consider myself nice as well. I warned you. I said we like to ask the hard-hitting questions, and all of you said, well, it depends on the questions we ask. See, I've written it right here, and truly at the top, she asked, and you responded, and one of you said, it depends on what questions you asked. And she's like, I'm just asking the questions that people want to know the answers to.
At the very least, can you just use your discretion?
No. If you could each of you please give a 2 or 3 word description of yourself, please? Let's start with the top. Actually, let's go ahead and have everyone go ahead and roll their d20, so we have everyone having a chance to talk. For those who are watching for the first time, usually, when you're role playing, when you're interacting with people, you just bounce ideas off of each other.
Oh, no.
But when I'm playing with newer groups, or I'm playing with larger groups, I like to make sure everyone gets a chance to talk. So I have everyone roll just a standard d20, usually at the beginning of every session. And that's kind of just how we go about. No one's required to talk in character. No one's required to roleplay if they're not comfortable with it. But it does help me to make sure that everyone is. Excuse my dogs. It gives me a way to make sure that everybody's getting a chance to speak. And it looks like in this case that should be the order, right? Ivy rolled a 19. Kyle rolled an 18, Alaric a 16, Evie an 8, Adom a 6. I'm guessing you all can see this over here.
Yeah.
Perfect. We're going to move it a little bit further out of the way, but we will go ahead straight with Emmy here. Yeah, she looks to you and says, Emmy, you've been pretty quiet. What can you tell me? Please, just a sentence or two. How would you describe yourself?
Um. Well, I am pretty awesome, I will admit.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Anything else?
What
know,
else is there? I'm awesome.
Where you're from, what you're doing, why you're here, who you worship, who you serve, who are your parents, anything.
Oh, that's a lot of questions. One at a time. One at a time.
Okay. Emmy states she's awesome. Kyle, one or two sentences. How would you describe yourself?
I'm squirrel folk. I can be very shy sometimes, but and I like adventuring. What is this for?
Squirrel likes adventuring. Love it. Alaric, one or two sentences, please.
You could talk to my owl.
Stolas. And she lets out some hooting noises, and Stolas understands her and asks for a description of Alaric.
Always misses his attacks. And second hoot, lazy, and sleeps, snores while he sleeps.
Perfect. The scroll is going crazy. Evie, one or two sentences, please.
Just a fairy that enjoys adventuring with her friends. Nothing more, nothing less.
Loves adventuring. Adom. Last but not least.
I do my own thing. Leave me alone. Mess around and find out.
Leave me alone. Mess around. Find out. Got it.
I said, do you want to find?
Do you want to get it?
Let's see. Let's go ahead and there are 6 of you, so we can roll. Oh, there's 5 of you. Let's roll a d10 minus or d10 divided by 2. Let's see. You have 1. I think actually I've asked all my questions for you, Kyle. So I should have rolled probably a d4. 3. 1, 2, 3 for Evie. Evie, she turns to you after scribbling some more things on her paper. Evie, what are your short-term goals? What would you like to do, within the year?
Live.
Live. Okay. What are your long-term goals?
Survive.
Living and surviving, good. These goals don't really seem to be at odds with one another. Tell me, do you enjoy, as a fairy, do you enjoy kidnapping children, or do you just kill them while they're in the form of giant lizards?
In the
Neither.
Neither. So you deny killing children in the form of giant lizards.
Where
Where are you from?
Can I make an insight check or something? Oh fuck!
Pick whatever you like. Sure, go ahead. What are you trying to determine?
like, is she in a way being hostile, or
Oh, sure. Yeah, you could go ahead.
like as she's giving the question, that
I don't,
specific question?
Yeah,
I
you can
don't think
all
it's
you can
coming
all
out
roll
of.
inside if you want.
I
I'll
really
let you roll too.
don't.
Fuck.
Oh, hold on. He said insight.
Ooh.
Okay. 23.
We're all rolling inside check.
If you'd like.
Insight,
Yeah, Laura.
insight.
Like, what are her intentions?
Yeah, Alaric is like looking at this lady like, this bitch. 6.
14. Looks like Evie and Kyle mostly got the 2 higher ones. I'll give it to Adon too because I'm friendly.
You're benevolent.
These questions, as far as she's answering, she's speaks fast. She is rapid fire talking, asking questions. Her scroll's going crazy, but nothing that she said appears to be hostile or um intent to cause discomfort. She's asking these questions as objectively as she can. It is true that it seems that she knows more about the group than maybe you guys have revealed to anyone else, but she does not intentional, or her intent is not to cause you any harm, either physically or with the questions she's asking.
Okay. I'm not confirming or denying anything. I would like to know, however, who your sources are, where you're getting this information from.
Well, as I said, I'm a reporter. I ask everyone questions, and you all seem to be the hot topic issue of the day. So I ask questions about you, and so far I've gotten, well, more answers from them than I have from your group. So moving right along.
Let's
Evie,
see who's everyone.
oh, you know better than that, Adom. A reporter can't reveal their sources, right? That's why I'm coming to you, trying to get the truth. Evie, last question I think I have for you though. Why do you hate your mother? Why did you leave her all alone to go, I don't know, adventuring out in the world?
All right. This interview's over for me.
Holy, how does she know? I'm saying this in character because out of character, I know you know everything.
You're asking in character? You're asking her how she knows all these things?
No, how does she know that personal thing? Like, so personal.
Are you asking me? Like, are you
No,
asking out of character me, or are you just asking to generally ask?
no, in character out loud. Like, how
Oh
do you?
yeah,
It's too
like I said,
personal.
Alaric, many sources. Let's see. Another group question. For anyone who's, still willing to answer, and she gives a little side eye over to Evie, what do you perceive as your greatest strengths?
As a group or as individuals?
Either. Both. Everything. All of it. Whatever you're willing to say.
Keeping my secrets.
Hmm.
Your greatest strength is a secret?
Yeah.
I'm
Alaric
pretty good at
refuses to
being
admit he's very good at killing people.
I don't like this women.
I'm pretty good at being a human shield.
I'm pretty good at minding my own business.
Maybe
I mean,
something
throwing
we should
his
look into.
hand.
And throw these hands.
I like protecting the innocent.
Alaric, anything from you? Anything other than
Yes, I'm good at brushing Stola's feathers.
great?
Keep his
Evie's
feathers neat.
still no comment?
Evie has nothing further to say to this woman.
Adom minds his own business. Let's see. Alaric and Evie, you can go ahead and roll
Something you should learn how to do.
another perception check. My business is everyone's business. That's the life of a reporter.
Definitely not mine.
Don't worry, Adom. I have questions for you too.
26.
Wow, I bet you do.
Okay.
Alaric is too bothered by the questions. He lost focus.
Evie, you can see the quill still scribbling right along, and it goes down the list more or less and says, what people are saying. But at the bottom, there's a general note, and it seems like it's pretty positive. It's like the group admits that they seem to be fighting for the greater good to the best of their ability, and they seem to protect their friends, more than they protect themselves. Adom, I know the questions have been a little hostile, but do you have any dreams or ambitions? Anything at all?
Of course, I have dreams and ambitions. Do I need to share those dreams and ambitions? Whole different question.
Okay.
Next question.
Sure. Did the prince hate you because you were sleeping with his betrothed? Or maybe a member of his family?
Evie's head snaps
What do you know
over
about
and looks at Adom.
Alaric puts a hand on his mouth and he's like, oh.
I was like, hey, yo.
Honey
First
needs
thing
tea.
You don't know what happened between the queen and the prince. Second, who asked you
I'm only
to
saying.
ask me that question?
No one asked me to ask the question. The people want to know the answer.
Who are the people?
The people of Faerun. Obviously. Who else do I write this newsletter for?
The people of Faerun have been doing their checks on me, haven't they?
I mean, I don't know. If you ask the normal commenter, I don't even think they know that you exist, personally. But, the people, the people...
The same people that don't know I exist know about the prince and the queen?
Well, some of them. You see, some people don't know that they want to know something until they know it.
Ignorance is bliss.
It's
I'd
okay.
rather
I get
keep
it.
everyone in the blissful
You
state.
refuse to answer the question. I understand. Last question for Adom. Can a knight still call themselves a knight now that you have no proof of your lineage?
Yo, she's stepping on them toes.
Yeah.
Knighthood is something that is earned. If the person has earned it, they can rightfully say they are and have been a knight, and they've served.
So do you wish to be called Sir Adom?
No.
Adom refuses the title Sir, but still claims knightship.
Yeah, that's
Perfect.
lady.
Let's see. Last group question, I think.
This reporter gets my nerves.
We got some of your strengths. Please tell me, what do you consider your greatest weakness? Besides answering questions.
Minor darkness.
Minor darkness? Like
my inner darkness.
Oh, inner darkness. Oh, got it.
Are you the Dark Urge without us knowing?
I don't know what that is.
Other character. That was our character. I'm sorry. But
I was just being truthful.
Yeah, I appreciate your honesty.
Alaric's just looking down and thinking, spacing out.
Adom is looking in the other direction, completely uninterested.
It's completely uninterested.
Emmy, any weaknesses you'd like to share besides being knocked unconscious?
Hey.
The instigation. Max proficiency bonus.
Let's see. I think I've asked almost everyone. Oh, Alaric and Emmy. I don't believe I've asked you individual questions. Emmy, let's start with you. I hear that you have a patron deity. Is that correct?
Yes.
As a cleric, I would hope so. Perfect.
Obviously.
Are you devout or impious?
What?
Are you devout? Are you practicing in your religion? Do you practice your worship, or is it more of a daughter or a mother and unruly daughter type of respect?
I I'm still it's still kind of new to me, so I'm still trying to figure it out.
Mother and unruly daughter. Got it. Quick question. Do you think your friends liked you better before or after you died?
Oh shit.
Oh,
She
Yes.
flinches.
Okay, lady. You
yeah.
do not treat my friend like that.
I'm not talking. I just asked a question.
Well, your question sucks.
I'm just curious. Amy seems to have quite a few insecurities, actually. I was just curious. Does she think? Do you think your friends liked you better as, I believe you were a sorcerer back then, and now you seem to be a cleric. Do your friends like you better now or then? Do you like yourself better now or then?
Uh, no comments.
No comment. Is unsure of friend's relationship with her. Last question for me. Do you not talk so much because you don't trust yourself to say the right things?
No comment.
No comment.
No.
Emmy is unsure of herself as she is unsure of her friends. Got it. Thanks, Emmy. Alaric, I think you're last. Did you have any role models growing up? Anyone you looked up to? Any idols?
No.
No one. Just yourself, huh?
Just to me, yeah.
Is there anyone that
And
you would admire or wish to know better now?
no comment.
No comment. No comment. Got it. How did you get that scar on the bottom of your foot?
We don't talk about this. It was sharp, okay? It was sharp.
Stepped on something
Ouch.
sharp. Got it. Last question, and I'll be out of your hair. I appreciate you talking with me today. Last question for Alaric. Actually, two more questions. One for Alaric and one for the group. But Alaric, if I were, I don't know, let's say a member of the League of Assassins, what do you think would be the best way to find and kill you?
Alaric just pauses for a bit. It's actually scared now. And doesn't answer.
Is unsure of the weak points of Candlekeep. Got it. Perfect. Thank you all.
Can
Last
I leave
question.
this room?
Last
I feel
question
like I can't breathe.
for the group. Yes. I mean, you can leave whenever you like. I wouldn't hold you here. But
Yeah, Alaric
perfect.
will leave.
You're more than welcome to leave. I don't know if you can hide your own token, but you can put it towards the door. The last question you hear as you're leaving. You all came here searching for the answer to a question. Have any of you found it yet?
If I did, I wouldn't be here with you.
I guess that makes sense for you, Adom. You haven't really formed a really close friendship with the party here yet, but I imagine that'll change. It just seems to me that, well, you know, from what I've heard, most of you are more interested in being with each other than actually searching for the answer to the question you had. But Adom, it makes sense. If you found the answer to your question, chances are you'd probably leave now, but give it a month or two. That'll change. This party seems to grow on you.
Hmm.
Anyone else?
Well, this plague is very important right now. So we've been working on that first, I think.
I agree. And I respect that. Thank you, Kyle. You've been most honest with me today. I appreciate it. Anyone else? No further comment. Got it. Well, thank you all very much for your assistance today. This has been very illuminating. Should have this newsletter out in, I don't know, the next week or so, and I'll make sure that each of you get your own copy. But I've got to go for now. I'm sure you'll see me again, though. And she starts to walk towards the door.
I doubt it.
I should curse her.
Doubt what, Adom?
Mm?
I'm going to see you again.
Oh, you'll see me plenty. I'm not going anywhere, and I know where to find you. So,
Watch your tone.
oh, Adom, I've been threatened by plenty of people before, and yet here I am at my ripe old age, still asking questions.
Haven't met me before.
No, but I met your father, and well, I wasn't afraid of him. So, she continues to leave. As she does, she yells out, "Tell your scaly friend I said hello," and disappears out the door.
What?
Scaly friend.
Scaly friend.
This one has to go.
Alaric,
You
Alaric,
want to kill her?
You've already left the room, and you are you standing outside? Are you
He
like
just
leaving?
he's outside just by the door catching a breath, but if he sees her walking out, he's just gonna go back in.
Sure. So yeah, as you, Alaric, as you turn the corner, she steps outside and she's, thanks you again directly. Thank you, Alaric. I appreciate you answering what few questions you felt comfortable doing. And she takes a step to your left. She takes a step past you, more or less, as you go in to close the door. And as you are stepping in and take a look back, she is completely gone. She has completely disappeared. There is no sign of her whatsoever, and the hallway's pretty long. She was there one moment and is gone the next.
Now he is doubting this like he is overthinking so much in his mind. He's probably think that she's probably an assassin since
Well,
or
as I
something.
mentioned, both Evie and Kyle, made insight checks. It wasn't necessarily perfect, but other than asking you some questions that nobody probably would have known how to ask, uh, she didn't show any hostility towards any of you. She didn't wish you any harm.
Well, he felt I think that one, so he doesn't really know.
Sure.
But he'll go back inside and he's gonna sit down for a bit, staring down, and he's like, I don't like that woman. To everybody.
Kyle's gonna go to Orin and ask him who the heck was her.
Kyle, as you approach Orin, you all know Orin by now. He's a pretty sleepy guy.
Yeah.
He wakes up as Kyle approaches and startled awake. I'm sorry. Who is who?
Oh my god, never
Never
mind.
mind.
Let's do that.
Ask him if he knows who she is. Like, what was her name? Thorell Moon Eyes?
Yeah.
Have you heard
Who's
of her?
Or,
who's Darrell
Umbrella.
Lonice?
Laurel Moonlight. Yes, I believe she's a reporter. She's been asking questions about the goings on around Candlekeep, and I believe she's asked questions about you all as far as your work with the hand, but our worker working as a hand of the keeper. But that's none of my business. I just directed her to to Bazir Og.
Where does she live?
I don't know.
Sounds
She's
like
a
we need to
traveling
go talk
bard.
to Vazir
Oh,
Og next.
right to the end game, huh? Okay.
God.
We should ask Vazir Og what she asked him.
But he left. He's not here.
He hasn't come back?
No, he said he was gonna be out for a while.
Mm.
Then we have to wait for his return.
Orin does pipe up the sound of Bazir Og, and he confirms it. Yes, Bazir Og has some personal matters to attend to. He left Candlekeep earlier this morning, I believe. I don't expect him to be back for weeks, maybe.
Hmm.
Look.
Okay.
Who told her I'd keep getting knocked out, though? Told her that.
Yeah, how does she know all these details?
I'm saying, how does she know anything
That
about
lady, that lady knows too much. She must be God.
How did he know about my father?
You said you've met your dad.
I was never informed of that.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot
I've
they
never
didn't
met that
tell
person in my
you.
life.
She
How did
knows
you know about
too
the
much.
prince and the queen? Like where I came from. That I traveled the seas to get here. Oh, I got questions for you, man.
Wait,
Maybe
so you
Alaric.
go
Huh?
ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say maybe Alaric tells them that she might be working for someone he used to work for. They get a lot of information easily. Not easily, but they dig for information and they know shit. So this is why she's too dangerous to stay alive. Well, that's his conclusion.
She know too much.
She knows way too much. Not just too much, way too much.
Do you have a scar on your foot?
Right? What's that from?
Yo, what is that about?
You
Uh,
died?
Yeah.
I stepped on something sharp. He actually stepped on a like I think a Lego, like a wooden Lego.
Huh? There's Legos in this world?
Well,
Like
it's a wooden one, like
like
the
a
ones that
building
you
block.
yeah, building block. But he refused to say building blocks or anything. He says just sharp object. That's it. To avoid embarrassment.
Okay. Okay.
How did she even know about this? I always wear my socks. Never take them off besides I don't know,
Wait,
clean my feet.
Yeah, you never take them off.
I
Emmy,
didn't
you
even know it had to
died?
be illegal.
Like how did you die? How are you alive again?
Uh,
Uh, the lengths we had to
Oh.
go.
oh, well, me and Emmy died. We were attacked by a harpy.
You too?
Yeah, yeah.
You ripped my throat out. Was not pleasant.
That I don't want to picture that.
I didn't want to experience it either.
And
It was
we
so
ran into the closest city to revive them.
I almost didn't come back.
Well, glad that you did.
Me too, honestly.
well. Well, that was weird. What should we do now?
I think we should go look for like ask people where if they've seen her. She needs to go. Alaric doesn't
Well,
care. She needs to go.
you want to follow her?
Yeah, I wanna. He wants to know where is she like getting information. Who is she talking to?
Well, we don't know where she went, though, or any clues of who her
Why
sources are.
we ask? I was literally just saying we go out and we ask if anybody's seen her. She's around, no?
Mm.
If that doesn't work, I'm on standby until Vazirag gets back.
Uh,
How long will how long will he be?
Orin doesn't exactly know. Sometimes, the high readers, they come and go as they please. They are, they work for Candlekeep, but obviously they have their own studies and research to do. So Bazir Og, as best to Orin's knowledge, left early this morning, and to get to where he's going, travel obviously takes a long time. So Orin expects not at least for a couple of weeks, maybe 3, but Bazir Og will be back when he's back, really.
Well,
hmm.
I mean, you can go try and, I don't know, question some of the other people in the area.
Oh, okay.
Sure. So before we do that, we are going to do just a quick little introduction. You guys, like I said, rolled really high early, so a lot of the stuff that I had that you guys were seeing, I didn't expect you to see so soon. I kind of wanted her to keep more like, lighthearted, I guess, uh, interaction before it turned into not so lighthearted, I suppose. But again, that's the dice. That's how it goes. So for just as a recap for everybody and for Adom's sake, let's go ahead and just kind of go down the list and actually introduce your character. Go ahead and give me like their name and their class, and then give just a little bit of backstory, like why, what happened to get you to go to Candlekeep. You don't have to reveal your question to anyone. That's between you and your character. You don't have to reveal like any secrets that you don't want to reveal. Just a quick like elevator speech of kind of how you got to Candlekeep in the first place. But we'll go down the list same as we did with it, the talking order. So Emmy, Kyle, Alaric, Evie, Adom. Emmy, you're up.
Uh, do we have to introduce them in character
You could just
or
talk
as
about
ourselves?
you could just talk about Emmy if you want to. It's not really, yeah, you don't have to role play it if you don't want to. Just you could say Emmy is such and such, and you know when she was younger she did this, and she came to Candlekeep after such and such happened.
Okay. Um, my character's name is Emmy. She's a cleric. Well, she used to be a sorceress, but after um her death experience, it was revealed that she was actually a cleric. Uh, whose deity is Selune, and it kind of revealed that her parents had lied to her about her abilities, but that like they've always lied to her. Like she has a complicated history with them. She always had to do what what was expected of her, this and that, and so when there was an opportunity to like get away from there, she took it, and that's kind of how she got to Candlekeep.
Perfect. Thank you for that. So yeah, for anyone who is unaware, we did do a cool class swap. Um, Most of us here are new players or new DMs in some way, shape, or form. I believe this is Bernadette's first campaign with us. So,
Mhm.
well, first campaign period. I don't think she'd really played much D&D before this. So she started out as a sorceress and just realized that it wasn't really for her. She wasn't enjoying it as much, and wished to switch over to a cleric. So we found a cool narrative way to do that. It just so happened that there was an encounter in which her character Emmy and Brian's character Kyle did in fact die. Both of them, I believe, well, for Emmy it was considered massive damage. There was no coming back for her, so Emmy was just kind of deceased. But because Bernadette wanted to do kind of a class swap, we made that happen. So Emmy stayed Emmy, but switched from a sorceress to a cleric. So kind of some cool stuff. But
Nice.
yeah, that kind of explains Emmy, and Emmy is played by Bernadette. So um, yeah, I think next up we have Kyle or Brian.
Hello. Hello, my name is Brian. I play Kyle. Uh, Kyle is a how do you say it?
Kirkpa.
Kerpa,
Yep,
Kerpa.
Kirkpa.
Kirk.
Kercpa.
I just like saying Kerpa.
I know it sounds better. It rolls off the tongue better, but it is actually
Yeah,
Kirkpa. I know.
it's so catchy. Anyways, I received a letter from I'm not sure. It was magical in a way. Uh, that Candlekeep could help me answer my question of my origins, of my race's origin, of where I came from, or how were we created. Uh, that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, more or less what you came here to do.
Oh, I'm a ranger.
Perfect. Yeah.
I
So
pew pew.
Kyle is a Kirkpa Swarmkeeper Ranger. Emmy is a Twilight Cleric. She said she was a cleric, but she's a Twilight Cleric of Selune. Kyle's race, Kirkpa, used to exist in some of the older D&D editions, but does not exist in D&D 5e. So I found a pretty well vetted homebrew race of the Kirkpa, and he's been playing that. It's given us, it's given us no trouble whatsoever. The only thing that's really different, I would say, is that Kirkpa do have a climbing speed equal to their walking speed of 30 feet. But you can find that in some of the other races. There's some other cool things, like I think Kirkpa in this with this homebrew race gets advantage on like sleight of hand checks and things like that. Um,
Yeah, bonus action like can sleight of hand.
yeah. So other minor things, but he's pretty much just playing the race out and having a good time with it. So yeah, Kirkpa is not something you're going to find in the published material for 5e, but it is for us. There you go. Alaric, we got.
Are we doing intro like in character and out of character?
Yeah. Just introduce yourself. You're Laura playing Alaric. Yep, that kind of thing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm Lara. I'm playing Alaric. He's a rogue, arcane trickster. And Alaric used to work in a very dangerous field, decided to quit and go for like path of redemption, sort of. Uh, is looking for more information about himself. So Candlekeep was the place to go. And yeah, he did the undergo subclass change. Was it class? Yeah, class,
Yep.
not subclass. Is
Nope.
it? It's subclass.
Subclass
Sorry.
is right. Yep, you're right.
Yeah. Used to be rogue assassin, and now he's like I said, a rogue arcane trickster.
Perfect. Yeah. So Alaric made the decision early on that Alora was playing Alaric differently than she originally wrote the character, and that kind of happens, especially when you have newer groups. You write a character that's supposed to be kind of like the quiet and withdrawn person, and always good at or only good at one thing. And Laura and Kyle were the two more experienced players of the group, so they kind of had to step up early and guide the group a little bit more. And so she found herself playing Alaric a little bit differently, and then decided that Alaric was better suited as an arcane trickster than an assassin. So I went ahead and let that happen as well. It was pretty early too. I think around like level 2 or 3. No, I mean three. 3 is where you get the assassin. It had to have been like around the end of level 3 into level 4 or something. I think it was around the time that I allowed Emmy to change classes as well.
Arcane
So
trickster is growing on me, so I'm liking it so far.
good. Yeah, I'm pretty lenient when it comes to that stuff. The whole point of D&D is to have fun. So if players are experiencing, are not having the best experience with their character, I want them to, figure it out and change it. So that's what we did for Bernadette, and that's what we did for Laura. Everyone else so far has been pretty good. We'll get into Daniel in just a second. His character is brand new to him, but so we might see a change, but we might not. We'll see how it goes. But Evie, Mel, you're next.
So I play Evie. She is a Circle of the Moon druid and a fairy. She just really likes adventuring, and she went on to do like bounty hunting and such, so she could get out and explore the world and be able to send money back home to her mom and things like that. And one of her jobs actually brought her to Candlekeep, which is kind of how she got in with this group. And she just kind of stayed with the group, and she's made friends and is really just kind of vibing with that.
Woo!
Gotta go with the vibe sometime.
Yep.
Evie joined around chapter 3, I think, chapter 4 actually of the campaign. So she's slightly newer than Brian and Laura and Bernadette, but she also plays in a Thursday night campaign with us now, and she also played in a short one shot of the Sunless Citadel with another one of her friends as the DM. So Mel's getting some experience in, but yeah, we're all doing great so far. Very Circle of the Moon Druid with
Yeah.
the bounty hunter background.
Yes. And her favorite wild shape is the giant pink spider,
Giant pink
Oh,
spider.
yeah.
just because it scares Alaric.
Alaric doesn't like spiders
Emmy loves
and
it.
building blocks and peanut butters.
Of the peanut butter.
There's nothing
Allergic
wrong
to
with peanuts.
Daniel, you're going to do kind of a twofold introduction. You're going to do the same kind of introduction as the rest of them, but this is also going to be your introduction to the party as well. So you don't have to go much more in depth. You know, I want things to kind of build organically, but you have been hired into the same party. As a Hand of the Keeper, you are going to be working directly with these individuals for the foreseeable future. So feel free to explain to the group more so than to the rest of us a little bit more about your character so that you're all a little more comfortable working with each other, if that makes sense.
Danny. My character's name is Adam. The class I am playing is a monk, with the subclass being the Way of the Ascendant Dragon. So I get a lot of pretty sick things from there. But essentially, my character used to be a knight in the city of Corridor, which is a elf-run city. My character's in half elf, so he had ties that way. But while I was a knight, you've heard the question earlier from the DM where they mentioned something about the prince and the queen and my father, but that's a whole different story. Prince and the queen are in Corridor, and the prince did not like me at all. One, because I had favor of the queen because she just liked me, you know what I'm saying? But also because of my draconic ties, which also, that's a long story. But essentially, the prince is racist towards dragons and didn't like the fact that I had basically dragon energy running through my veins. So he really wanted he wanted to get me out of the kingdom, I guess, essentially. When I found out one day I found out that there was a plan to sabotage the queen while she was away for some business ventures. They were plotting to attack the home they were staying in. I tried to warn the prince, but the prince didn't like me, so he accused me of committing treason and exiled me out of the city. The queen, when she came back, she heard about this and she wanted to give condolences, but the motion had already been set. The son works in the government; he controls the government in the city of Corridor, so I had no choice but to leave. Adam had no choice but to leave, so I was getting kicked out. She sent me on her way to. She sent me to meet someone by the name of Bahamut in Candlekeep, but I had to go through Baldur's Gate first in order to do so. So I had to travel across the Sea of Swords. While I was doing that, my the ship I was venturing on ended up being, I guess, crashed or turned over by the Sea of Swords. I ended up on a remote island in the middle of the sea, I guess. But I didn't get there by myself. I woke up to me being bandaged up, and my wounds and everything had been catered to by some mysterious looking person on the rock. I asked them where I was, what happened, everything like that. They explained it. The person explained the situation. As to who that was, I won't reveal that yet, because that might actually affect the campaign. I'm not too sure. But essentially, they helped me. They showed me the way of becoming a monk, since I had pretty much just lost everything, like my history and everything like that. I was out of that place. It's like no one knows who I am now, so I had to start a new path. So they showed me the way of being a monk, and it just so happens that I ended up becoming a draconic disciple, I guess. How else I would describe it? But long story short, I ended up recovering, made my way to across the rest of the sea to Baldur's Gate, and then I came down to Candlekeep to find out the answers as to why things went down the way they did in Corridor.
Damn.
Perfect. So you got a
Well,
little bit of
I
history
figure that.
of Adon there. as I mentioned, Daniel just joined our session last week, so I think that recording is up on YouTube as well, so you can go back and look at that if you'd like. But yeah, Daniel is brand new to us. We're happy to have him. I think Daniel, you said you've played D&D once before, but still.
5 years ago for about 2 months. This not
Yeah.
really. I wouldn't really call that playing.
Yeah, good.
I've tasted it. I've tried it.
But he sat in on some sessions that we played in and finally decided it was time to dip his toe back in. And like I said, we're happy to have him, and we'll all continue to learn together. This campaign has been going on for I think a little, like right at a year actually. I think this will be like a year and a week or something like that. But regardless, we've been going for a year, and we've had 3 other players that have come and gone due to scheduling and lack of interest, which is perfectly fine. We had 2 players that were with us at the beginning, playing Lancelot, who was a paladin, and playing Zella, who was another rogue. But both of them had to leave due to scheduling conflicts with school and work and everything. So Lancelot was sacrificed to the goddess Lolth by some cultists. Don't ask; it's a whole thing. And then Zella was actually turned into a were-raven due to being infected by the plague that the party is currently investigating. She nearly died, but the were-raven curse, or blessing, whatever you want to call it, saved her life. And so she was kind of taken in by the Order of the Scarlet Sash, which is a group of were-ravens called a kindness. A group of were-ravens is called a kindness, but by a kindness. And so she has parted with the group to kind of work more closely with the Order. Our third player was a half orc barbarian named a fighter, excuse me, named Motul, and he had played with me previously in person, and just the player Tim did not enjoy the digital aspect of it. He's more of a social person, and so it was just a lot of he didn't feel very connected to it. So he played very well. He was doing a very good job, but he just wasn't enjoying it as much as he wanted to. So he stepped away, which is perfectly fine and makes a lot of sense. So Motul is currently protecting a crossing into the Feywild in the city of Vermelon, which is south of Candlekeep, in the Maltese mountain range, which is another part of our story. So when we come back from this module, we'll do a story recap. Probably it takes a while because we're just adding more and more onto it, but it's not really relevant for this short module. So if you want to get caught up, we will catch up in the next few weeks once we're done. But I think that's it. I think that covers pretty much the history of our party, a little bit of the campaign. You guys just interacted with that reporter, and as a group, I believe you wanted to go out and ask some questions. So you're more than welcome to. I'll give you just the quick rundown as you walk around and you approach some of the avowed, some people that I've talked to, guards, priests, mages, everyone you can get your hands on. They all kind of explain the same thing. That she's been around for a long time, as long as anyone can remember. Thorell shows up every once in a while when important people come to Candlekeep. She asks a bunch of questions and then she leaves. You hear a bunch of rumors. Some people, most of the time, when you ask them, they tell you the same thing. It's like, oh, it was none of my business, so I didn't share it. But they always have a story of someone else who probably talked. You get the idea that everyone's kind of just trying to hide the fact that they shared maybe just a piece of information here or a piece of information there. But one of the things that you do consistently hear is that Thorell always knows more than she should. She knows things about almost everyone in Candlekeep that they swear they've never told a single living person. And Thorell, when she comes in, she always asks for random books that no one has heard of. The master sages have to go into the deepest recesses of Candlekeep to ask. Thorell Thorell goes down or is welcomed through the Emerald Doors. She is welcomed by Janusi and other, other keepers, other great readers. She's welcomed into the deepest recesses of Candlekeep, and it's even rumored that she has had conversations with Mithril herself. What's her name again? What is it?
Minstrel?
Uh,
Am I leaking?
no. The dragon. It is
Mi-
Miram, not Mithril.
Miram.
Miram. That she has had long conversations with Miram herself. And so Thorell is just there. She comes and goes as she pleases, and sometimes people will see her. Some of the older avowed claim to have seen her a decade ago. Some of the um, uh, elven sages, you actually are able to track down Verum, who was the uh, obviously the sage that you guys worked with. I'm sorry, not Verum, Varnir. Varnir was the senior scribe that you worked with down in the Firefly Cellar. She's been here at Candlekeep for 600 years, and she claims that Thorell was there 600 years ago asking the same asking questions. So, uh, take that with whatever grain of salt you like, but that's the information that you gather about Thorell. Do you have any
We have to talk
specific?
to the dragon.
Do you have any specific questions
No.
in regards to Thorell?
Uh, does anyone know her personally?
No, no one. She doesn't seem to form any relationships here. Just comes in and asks her questions. Like I said, she's friendly with everyone. She does ask sometimes what seem to be offensive questions, or rather questions that no one knows how she knows of to ask, if that makes sense. But no one here is.
Does anyone know where we could find her?
Funny you say that. No one even knows where she goes. You hear again general stories. How sometimes she's there 1 minute, and then as soon as she's done asking her questions, she turns the corner and is gone, as if she was never there in the first place.
She's a ghost.
She's a ghost.
She's dedicated, I'll tell you that. I'll give her that.
People claim to have, shaken hands with her. She's eaten with people. She's shared tea. As sometimes she'll go to the hearth and ask people questions there. She has no limits. She's shown up like I said, she's showed up in the great library. She's shown up in the pillars of pedagogy. She's showed up in the bathrooms. Like she'll sometimes just hang out while people are, bathing and ask questions. She seems to have no limits and no restrictions, and no one can seem to pin her down other than that.
Well, we can't find her. Not much else we can do.
You just gotta
All
wait
right.
for her to come to us, I guess.
Yep.
Maybe you
Yes,
could research
so
that, Kyle.
Yeah.
If you'll allow me.
I'm just kidding.
I don't know.
No. Okay, so yeah, we've gone hour and a half of actually playing, 2 hours total. We'll take another quick break here, another 3 minutes. Get some water, and then we will actually start the module now, if everybody's good with that.
yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, so yeah, then for the stream, we'll see you in 3 minutes, and we'll be back.
How does she even know I have a scar on the bottom
Dude,
of my
that
foot?
was so out of
Who
pocket,
told
though.
her?
Like,
Like that
Dog.
took you by surprise.
When she was asking Emmy, like, do you like yourself more then or now? I said, damn, not the psychological.
I
What's,
was
what's
about to
going
shoot
on
her.
here?
I was about to shoot her, man.
I was
That
ready to
was
hit her
like,
with
I
a
was honestly
the
very
lightning strike.
baffled.
I was asking. Well, so I was building this encounter with their old the last time when I was in a group of chat with Anthony or whatever, and every time I was writing one of these questions, I was just laughing my ass off. I was like, man, I'm gonna love asking this one. It was great.
oh god.
It was great. Oh,
Reminded me, Gumball. When he says, you know, let me find the video. That was my character's reaction. Hold up, go. Oh yeah, there it is. My God, let me send it.
alrighty. So, like I said, the information that you found in talking with the rest of the Avowed, doing jobs here and there for the other great readers, doing some things for some mages, gathering your information, completing your downtime. It took a couple weeks. So all this stuff was happening, simultaneously. Minus, the questioning from Thorell. That happened whenever it happened. It doesn't not really have much relevance. Probably between the first and the second week, just so you'd have time to go and question some others. But regardless, it has been about 2 weeks now, and as I said, it's continued to get colder. It's continued to snow on occasion, and traffic around Candlekeep has lessened quite a bit. The lines that you've seen leading out of Candlekeep for most of the time that you've all been here have started to diminish. Not people are many people and scholars obviously aren't willing to travel in the cold and stand in line outside Candlekeep for extended periods of time. So most of the people that are remaining here now are either the people who, work here, live here, and are permanently fixtured inside Candlekeep, or they are pretty devout individuals to their studies. Some people appear to be kind of mad, like insane mad, not angry mad. Uh, they seem to be so caught up in their own studies that they don't really pay attention to much else. So Candlekeep has kind of become abandoned. I don't say abandoned is not a good word, but just slower. It's winter time, and most of Candlekeep, as you guys have been into the Court of Airs several times yourselves, a lot of Candlekeep is open, so it's not really the most comfortable place during winter time. And at the end of your second week, you
Wait.
are. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
wait, it's winter?
It is now getting into be winter. Yes, it is cold.
Holy crap, my fur is huge.
Your fur is fluffy. Kyle
Don't
is
you go
certainly.
and don't you go in like hibernation?
No, those are just normal squirrels.
Oh, fair enough. Uh,
Not Alaric making the racist remarks, too.
I mean, I'd love to go to sleep for all winter, you know?
Alaric's like, sign me up to be a regular old squirrel. Sleeping all winter.
Would you like to be a quirk as well?
That would be nice. Can we purchase like winter clothes?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, you can. So the same place that Emmy and Evie had their cloak and adamantine armor crafted, they certainly do sell, cloaks and gloves and shoes. And as a matter of fact, it seems like they do have, as the weather is changing, they produce, some general wear. If you want any modifications and stuff, you're more than welcome to. If you're buying some, which I encourage, Kyle might not need to as he's covered in fur already. But if any
And
of you are
get
not,
little booties.
yeah, uh, you're more than welcome to go ahead and add like some cold weather clothing, and you can just deduct it like the cost that you would common clothes from the player's handbook.
Does my cloak, count towards the cold weather clothing?
I will say no.
Well, shite.
I know.
Okay.
Actually, it looks like there's actually rules for that.
Oh,
Clothing is 10 gold pieces.
so 10 gold pieces for some cold weather clothes.
Correct. 10 gold pieces, but it'll last you, forever.
Lucky.
But yeah, and the weather is changing. Candlekeep is quieting, and on one morning that you all decide to meet in your room, a book appears in the center of the table, which is not too unusual for most of you. Most, the 4 adventurers that are here have encountered several books here in Candlekeep. All of you have. In your 2 weeks, you've delivered books for people and sorted books. So, but Adom, this is the first time that a book has really just like appeared in the meeting room for you. But the rest of you aren't too unfamiliar with this. And attached to the book is a note, a short little note that has been written on, or that is attached to the book itself.
Hmm. Uh,
Would
Alara
like
would
to
like
read
to
the
read
note?
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Read it out loud, Evie.
okay. So as Evie goes ahead and grabs it, Alaric, grabs the book. It says, "My dearest Hands, we here at Candlekeep appreciate all that you've done for us and potentially the world over the last few days, weeks, and months since you've been in my service. As you know, Candlekeep holds many secret magics that only the most studied of us have unlocked, and within this book, one such magic has been placed. Take care as you open it. Signed, Janusi, Keeper of Tomes." It has a postscript. P.S. Have fun, but do be careful. PPS. This is a work of fiction, unless otherwise indicated. All the names, characters, businesses, places, events, and incidents in this book are either the product of the authorities' imagination or used in a fictitious manner. And it continues on for like 2 paragraphs of just like the legal jargon that is at the beginning and end of any in real life movie about fictional events. Any resemblance to any actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental.
Wow.
Sure.
Right. I
That's
believe that.
that's the end of the book, or that's the end of the letter.
Interesting.
Not
Um,
concerning at all.
can I he said to be careful when opening the book?
Yeah, you can read it over. It says the last sentence says "take care." Well, the last 2 sentences pretty much state that this some kind of secret magic has been placed within this book, and the last sentence says to take care as you open it.
So who can we roll like Arcana or Perception check or some kind of combination before we just go open it?
Sure. Yeah. I'll let you. I mean, I'll let you roll an Arcana check or a Perception check, depending on the information that you're trying to gather from it. And
Mm.
anyone can do the same. So if you'd like,
Say
yeah,
who has the highest Arcana? I have
Definitely not me.
a good perception. I just don't have good Arcana.
Um,
Zero.
-1.
I have 2 Arcana.
Mm.
Wait,
Let me
isn't it
check
Alark that
my.
has it?
Oh yeah, I do have 4 on Arcana. I have intelligence.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
Lark, you
smart.
want to roll Arcana and I can do a perception?
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay.
sure. And Kyle, you guys can roll with advantage. You can assume that Kyle is helping Alaric since you have a 2 in Arcana, and Imi and Adom are helping Evie.
Okay.
Wait, am I rolling with advantage?
Correct.
11 for the first
Yes, you are.
one.
Yeah, okay.
And 11. Okay.
18 in total. I rolled a 1 too.
Yeesh.
All right. So yeah, both of you are doing your best to kind of perceive the book without gaining much more information. Alaric, you can certainly feel that there's magic emanating from the book, and to the best of your ability, it even feels like conjuration magic, if anything. Nothing, as you're flipping the book over and upside down, nothing really, sticks out to you necessarily, but um,
Is
yeah.
it like trapped or locked?
Not to your knowledge, no. I mean, there's, like I said, there is magic. Janusi straight up said there's magic placed on the book. And based on what he stated, it appears that the magic is released once the book is opened. So I don't know if you want to perceive that as a trap. It's Janusi. He is literally the keeper of tomes. He's the person who hired you. He is the keeper of that you are hands of.
Yeah.
So
You
I
said
mean,
to have fun.
you
Do you
can.
want me?
Oh,
Do
go
you want
ahead.
me to open it, guys?
I say go for it.
Carefully, yeah.
Like proceed with caution, but go for it.
Kyle, Emmy, open it?
Sure.
Question mark?
As he's
Yeah, go
drinking
for
his
it.
hot cocoa.
Okay. Alaric will try to slowly open the book on the first page.
Perfect. Alaric slips his finger up under the cover and starts to lift it open. And it's almost like as soon as that seal is broken, the world around you begins to spin and change. Pages of the book rip themselves out as it explodes open and fly around the room before plastering themselves to the walls and the other furniture around you, to each of you, and even Orin standing over there in the corner, still sleeping in the corner, who, by the way, also does not wake up from any of this. Um, you all
Typical.
see this, happening. You can feel as the pages wrap around each of you individually. You can feel the air grow colder and hear the sharp winds blowing about before the pages start to fall from each of your faces. So it seems like you are wrapped up like a mummy, and then you start to feel again this coldness. And the pages start to fall from your face and descend down your body. As you look around the room once more, as a group, the pages fall from them, revealing that the walls around you are actually gone, and you have all been transported to what you recognize as the Way of the Lion. Dawn is rising, and Candlekeep is just on the horizon to the west. You all have been teleported. We'll go ahead and open up a quick map of the Sword Coast so you can kind of
Ooh,
see and have an idea. Probably going to
my
take a
hot
little,
cocoa.
yeah, it'll take a little bit of time for it to load for people, I'm sure, but you guys have been teleported somewhere on the Lion's Way, or the Way of the Lion. For some reason, it seems like my thing is still taking a while to load, but um, yeah, there we go. Looks like it loaded for me.
Yeah, it's loaded.
Yeah, it's loaded for me.
Okay. Yeah.
Adom, you're not on this screen. I didn't mean to have anybody on this screen, but it's fine now. Nobody's on this screen.
I didn't see myself on the screen. Yeah.
I know nobody's supposed to be here. I was just saying you were missing, but you shouldn't have been missing because nobody should have been there to begin with.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so I didn't want you to feel ignored.
Left out. Thanks.
But you guys are somewhere that you recognize on the Lion's Way, and Candlekeep is to the west. Yeah, it is very cold. It is beginning to snow.
So
Glad
we
we got
were
those
just
clothes.
teleported.
Wait, where is Lion's Way? Hold on.
Yeah, where is it? Let's get here.
So Candlekeep is here. This is the
Yeah.
Coastway. The Lion's Way is the road that connects the Coastway to Candlekeep.
Oh,
And
okay, okay.
you have been transported, teleported, moved to whatever that you want to call it at this moment. You've been moved to somewhere uh, along the way. You
The
can,
heck,
Okay.
Alaric.
if you'd like, you can use skills to determine, like how far away you are, what time it is, things like that. But that's the information that you have immediately after, arriving. And
Wonder.
we'll keep the same order as before. I believe it was who? Emmy, Kyle, Alaric, Evie, Adom. So
Right.
Emmy,
Yeah.
anything you'd like?
Oh, what the hell just happened?
Question.
Alaric
Can
spilled
I?
my cocoa.
I didn't mean to. Can I send Stolas just to have a scout around of our surrounding, like what the fuck just happened, and if there's anybody around?
Yeah, absolutely. And before we do that, though, let's make sure Emmy and Kyle. I know we don't have it up, but
Oh wait. Is there like a
no,
turn?
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
going to be the same as it was before. I just
oh,
didn't put it up. I
okay
think
then.
it was Emmy, Kyle, Alaric. I know these are huge right now. You could just ignore that.
Mark,
Evie and
Adom.
then Adom, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So Emmy reappears. The group is there. I will say that your horses are there with you too. They have been teleported with you. You all are riding. So, um, yeah. Emmy, what the hell just happened? Got it. Is there any action you'd like to take, or
She's just looking around.
sure? Okay. I'll let you roll for that in just a second. Kyle, same to you.
I'll use my wanderer's background to determine the area.
Perfect. Go ahead and describe what exactly that gives you.
It gives me an idea of the geographics of where we are. I have excellent memory of maps and geography. I can always recall the layout of the terrain, the settlements, and other features around me. Uh, it also does other stuff. I can help find food for you guys.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you are positive that you are somewhere along the Lion's Way, the Way of the Lion. Um, you are, what is that called? It's not called a wanderer, right? What is it called? An outlander? The
It's
wanderer is the
wonder,
feature.
but
Oh, the feature is
one,
wanderer. Yeah, the outlander.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, everything around you, nothing. There's nothing out of the ordinary, I would say, about your immediate surroundings. You and your group, your party, have been up and down the Way of the Lion multiple times now. You know, each of you have come and gone doing work, doing your own research on your downtime, going out on missions for the Keeper and Baz Og. There's nothing that stands out to you other than the fact that maybe it is, slightly colder than it was when you left. But short of that, nothing appears to be out of the ordinary.
Well,
Um,
yeah.
Emmy, that'll be. I know I said I was going to have you roll for it, but I wasn't going to have you roll because I assumed Kyle was just going to do that, and I didn't want you to fail something that Kyle could just fill you in on immediately. Um,
Mhm.
so Kyle is revealing that to you, but I will say that you feel the same way. None of you are ignorant of the situation as far as like where you are. Um, it's just the little details that obviously you wouldn't know about because you were inside and now you're not. So.
Mhm.
Alaric, you were going to send Stolas up and around, but
Yeah,
I will allow you to do that, no problem. Go ahead and roll me a perception check, if you will.
yeah. I'm doing like it to see if there's anybody around, camp or something.
Sure.
Pers- 17 in total.
Perfect. Yeah. So Alaric is rolling with advantage because Stolas, as an owl, as her familiar, gives her advantage on perception checks that deal with sight. So yeah, rolling with advantage. You send Stolas out about 100 feet in every direction. Stolas, with his owl eyes, is doing his best. It is very early in the morning, and to the best of Stolas's knowledge, he cannot see anyone else on the road coming to or from Candlekeep.
Hmm.
In
Interesting.
fact, you four are the only ones that he found. Stolas, he sees some early morning birds, like field birds, out in the pastures, and some rabbits and some voles and some other small creatures. But short of that, yeah, certainly no people.
Well,
Hmm. We can just go back home. I don't understand why that bug transported us here.
or maybe we could just open the book again and read. Maybe there's something in
Do
it.
we have the book with us, or is it still there? Because there was some weird
I
shit.
thought it exploded.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Did explode. Oh.
it did.
No, actually, that's a good point. Alaric, as You're glancing around. You send Stolas around. Kyle mentions the book, and the book in front of you has as it appears to be in perfect condition. In fact, it looks to be a copy of an extended chronicling of the enchanted, bewitched, demoniac, and fantastical weaponry and armature of the combined realms of Faerun in the fervent hope of being advantageous for posterity by Esquiel, Calvis, Sandriff, Fairhand, the One-Legged, former
That is an
corporal of the Neverwinter
obnoxiously
Watch.
long title.
Isn't it?
So we're
Okay.
gonna try and open it again.
Sure.
Let's explode again.
As you open it, nothing happens. It seems to be a normal book. There's
Oh.
nothing. You open it, and it seems extremely dry. Alaric, you flip through some pages, and as long as the title is, the book is even longer. And
Wow.
you can barely get through a few words without wanting to fall asleep.
Yeah, someone take this, please.
Suspicious.
Why not just put it in your bag?
Yeah, I'll put it in my bag. Hello.
Evie, you were up. Was there anything that you in particular wanted to do?
Long
Well,
titled book.
I was gonna try and see if any time had passed, but Stolas kind of determined that, I think.
Yeah, you don't know how much time has passed. I will say that you're not even aware it's the same day, the same year, the same month, the same anything. Um, Actually, I could have you roll for that. Let's see. I'll let you roll either a nature check or a history check. Um, Whichever is higher for you, whichever you prefer.
They're the same, so
Perfect.
we'll call it nature since she's all a fairy.
Love it.
18.
18. Yeah,
Okay.
so the sun, you can kind of see, like I said, it is about dawn where you're at. And so I would say that at dawn, if you look toward the other horizon, you can still just faintly make out some of the stars and the moon setting on the other side of, the globe. And given the positioning of the stars, it doesn't appear that you've been transported in time one way or another, at least as far as like months or years are concerned. Everything still seems in the place where it should be. Constellations haven't really shifted much, other than, like I said, it being slightly colder based on Kyle's observations and yours now too. You couldn't place whether or not you've moved anywhere time wise. It just seems that, you know, it's early morning, just at dawn, and yeah, you're very cold.
Okay. I'm really glad that we got those winter clothes before this happened.
Good
Yeah.
job. Good idea. You're welcome for describing the cold before you got here.
So, I mean, I don't know. It's so weird though. We got transported like on our horses, you said?
Correct. Your horses are with you, currently. Yes. I will let you decide as your character whether you want to be on your horse or beside your horse. But yeah.
Um,
She'll be on her horse. I don't know. I'm just thinking because he said to have fun with it, and if we got transferred out of Candlekeep with our horses, it kind of indicates maybe we're supposed to be adventuring somewhere else, but at the same time, like I kind of want to go back.
Uh,
yeah, I'm down.
Hey Dom, before we go to the top, got anything specifically you would like to do or say?
Honestly, well, because I have enhanced vision in dim light settings, it was kind of hard for me to tell what time of the day it was, except for the fact that I can't see color well when it's
Sure.
dark.
Yep. Dark vision.
even if I can see lighter. So the fact that things were looking a little bit less colorful, that's pretty much the only way I could tell if it's day or night. Like how strong is color for
That's right.
essentially because it starts to dim out and whatnot. So I
Yeah.
realized that a lot of things were a little bit grayed out. So I was able to tell that it's okay, sometime in the night, not yet daytime.
Yep. It was dawn.
But the first thing I was doing was checking our surroundings since I have the eyesight, checking
Sure.
our surroundings to see if there's any potential threat nearby, food source, etc. Just to make sure that whatever we choose to do, we're at least prepared for it.
Yeah, so all of you, looking for the same things, right? You just got teleported into, the same place. You got teleported outside of Candlekeep early in the morning. You're not really sure why, how, where, what time, anything like that. It makes sense that you'd all be on guard. And yeah, as a group, nothing is threatening you at the moment. Candlekeep is to the west. You're as an adventurer, I'll say that there's no need to roll or anything like that. You can tell that it's dawn, right? As a person, you can look to the to the east and see that the sun is currently rising. You can look out to the west and see that the moon is currently setting. It is the early hours of the very first hours of the morning, if you want to say that. And yeah, with your dark vision, the things that were dimly lit before are now shortly coming into color around you. I will say that as a group, though, you're all experiencing, even with your cold weather gear, that we'll say that you've started to put on, right? Because you've now been transported out of the castle. I will say that it is getting very cold very fast. Or rather, you all are experiencing the cold immediately. You arrived on your horses without your cold weather gear on. We'll say that you're scrambling to put it on, but the cold is starting to affect you more so than you initially realized. And as you do so, being out, for lack of a better word, in the middle of nowhere, you all know from experience that it's about a day's ride from the coastway to Candlekeep along the Way of the Lion. It's about a day's worth of traveling, and you are much closer to Candlekeep than you are to any other form of civilization. And getting out of the cold is probably your number one priority.
Back to Candlekeep.
Let's go.
Horses.
Any objectives? Any objections?
No.
Okay, perfect. So you all decide to make it a priority to get back to Candlekeep, and I will say that after some more observations, some more getting an idea of your bearings, and again from experience from where you've been, you can tell that you're about 2 hours outside of Candlekeep. But after 2 hours go by, and as you get closer, Candlekeep comes into perspective more and more. For those who haven't seen or experienced Candlekeep before, well, all of you have, I guess, but some of you less so than others. Every time you visit Candlekeep, its grandeur is, magnificent. The exaggerations and the traveler's tales don't even do it justice. It is beautiful every time you see it. As Faerun's most famous library rears up before you on this craggy, volcanic headland beset by stormy winter seas, it all just comes rushing back to you how beautiful this place is, even in the dead of winter. And some of you were able to see it in the spring. Adom, you've only experienced it so much so in the fall and now the cold weather, but it is still breathtakingly beautiful. The library's eastern wall, so the one you all are approaching, it stretches at least 50 feet high and presents a formidable bulwark between the fortified island and the outside world. While beyond this rampart, on inner wall rises on a second level, and it seems to rise twice as high, into the air. Behind the protection of the latter, scores of towers, steeples, and spires soar skyward like candles on a wedding cake. And if you hadn't realized it already, it's obvious now where the Candlekeep gets its name, as what these towers appear to be jutting out of the ground, just like candles. And they're all iced with a crisp layer of snow. Sitting imperiously atop a third, yet even higher defensive wall is at once elegant yet imposing citadel. Its central spire seems to scrape the very heavens as its apex crackles with arcane white light. This building, you realize, must be what they call the Exaltation, where the library's legion of scholars and monks live, pray, and study. So this is where the people, the high readers, the keeper, this is where the master sages live while they work in the great library. As you lead your tired horses along the Way of the Lion, the road follows the narrow ridge from the mainland to the rocky outcrop upon which Candlekeep sits, and you glance skyward. The sun rose now about 2 hours ago, but is now blanketed by a thick fog of cloud. Flakes of snow have started to fall on the mud and ice path ahead, signaling the start of the snowstorm that seems to be following you. The winter here seems, as you look around, appears to have been brutal. And by the base of the library's cliffs, you see stretches of ice where the surface of the sea itself has frozen. You start to imagine yourself, your chilled fingers wrapped around a hot flagon of Candlekeep's famous mulled wine. You approach sooner, and everything here is kind of coming into scope. As I mentioned, as you get closer, there's no line of people. There's no one's coming the opposite way. No one's following you. You seem to be alone on this road. As you get there, you approach the gates. There's two enormous black metal doors, each emblazoned with the library's golden sigil, which sit between two rounded turrets set within the ramparts. The entire wall, including the protruding turrets, are topped with crenellations, but are bereft of guards. There's no one seemingly on the walls manning the doors, and both of the double doors are closed.
Is there no guards?
No guards.
I'll be right back, guys.
Have everybody go ahead and roll a history check for me.
Oh,
History.
I'll roll for
okay.
Lark, I think.
Fuck. Dang it. 5.
Bueno.
Let's
Adon,
go,
with a natural
Adon.
20. You're probably the best person to get this, Adon.
Hilarious.
But yes, I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
Oh shit! I didn't realize I wasn't muted. My bad.
You got caught. She's hungry.
Okay. Yeah, Alaric has a 4 in history, so I'll go ahead and roll for Alaric since Laura had to step away. 15 plus 9, or 15, I'm sorry, 15 plus 4 is 19. So we'll say that Alaric obviously knows as well. We'll say that all of you are kind of weirded out by the situation, right? You've all been in Candlekeep before, and none of the gates have ever been closed. But Alaric and Adom, this is Adom. You've done some research. You've only been in Candlekeep for a couple weeks, so you did some research. But all of you start to realize that there's almost always one door left open. In fact, 2 weeks ago, it was very unusual for both doors to be opened, and when they were opened, it was because the Candlekeep was literally being breached by hordes of commoners, if you will, or a horde of commoners. And this may be the first time that both doors to Candlekeep have been closed in living memory. Kyle, as you observe, there is no one on the ramparts. There is no one at the gates to meet you. There are not the standard priests that were there collecting books. It is eerily quiet as the early morning continues on. You do notice, however, that there is a large knocker on each door, each of which seems to have small icicles hanging down from it.
Well, I'm too small to reach those. Whenever you guys try.
I can fly up and do it.
That
It's
works.
at a normal height. It's not anything crazy. It's a knocker. It's meant to be used, right? So
I'm
Oh,
1 feet tall.
Emmy's just gonna grab and be like, "Hey, your stupid book brought us outside."
I could just knock.
sure. So each of you grabs a knocker, or like two of you grab one each. And the knockers make a loud ringing noise against this large metal gate. It dislodges the icicles, but immediately attracts no reply from inside. As icicles fall around you, as they fall off the knockers from this, loud vibration, nothing really appears to change.
Am I able to fly up and look over the wall?
You can certainly try.
Okay, I'd like to do that.
Yeah.
Um, do I need to roll something for that? Acrobatics
Nope,
or
nothing at all. You are flying. You are capable of flight.
okay.
As you're able to make it nearly to the top of the wall, but almost as soon as your head reaches the upper parapets or over the edge, you continue to fly up, but find yourself immediately back on the ground again.
Yep.
You're flying, and then all of a sudden your feet are back on solid ground, directly below where you started flying from.
Weird.
Yeah,
I'm gonna share that with the group.
sure.
So she's just going up and teleporting back down.
Not teleporting. You all. Okay, that's a great point. Observers, you all are watch her. And it seems really funny. Again, Evie flies up, and her head almost goes right over the upper ledge. And as soon as she does, nothing seems to change. But it's almost like an elevator. You're watching an elevator go up, and then immediately it goes back down, and Evie's just back on the ground. It takes just a few seconds for it to happen, but yeah, let's have everybody go ahead and make another history check for me. Let's see. Alaric, Emmy.
I'm back, Glenda.
Perfect. Alaric, Emmy, and Kyle, you can roll with advantage because I'm positive that I've told you this before. So, history check with advantage. Emmy or Evie and Adom, you can just roll a standard history check for me.
Wait, am I rolling with advantage or not? Sorry.
You are, yes.
Okay, gotcha.
17.
Hold on.
18 in total.
Yeah. So, Emmy, what was your total?
18.
All of you remember something. You all recall some of the defenses surrounding Candlekeep, but you can't really place your finger on some of the verbiage. All of you were kind of briefed on. Some of you were briefed as far as to the rules of Candlekeep, and then others were kind of expected to figure them out themselves. But Alaric, Kyle, Emmy, you are pretty positive that protection against flight is certainly something that Candlekeep is protected against. There is some kind of magic preventing people from flying directly into Candlekeep.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And the doors are locked.
And none of you have tried to push them open, so you're more than welcome to try to do that.
Open the door, guys.
I'm gonna try to push on one of the doors.
Sure. Yeah, your normal everyday push, nothing is happening. The gates are sealed shut. If you'd like to try harder, you can go ahead and make a strength check for me.
Okay.
It'll be athletics. Anyone else who would like to help him may do so. There are two doors, so if somebody wants to try to push open the other one, you can make two checks if you'd like.
I'll just help because I have a -1 athletics.
Yeah, most of you do.
Natural 20.
Yeah. So, Adom, you place your hand on the door, and you kind of center yourself for a moment, almost like meditation, and your hand moves around the door looking for, a weak spot or something where the vibrations shift slowly, where you can find what's as close to a locking mechanism as you possibly can. And the rest of you have kind of seen Adom, use martial arts already when it came to the breach of Candlekeep a couple of weeks ago, but you're not really sure entirely of his skills. But Adom, you do your best to channel your ki both within yourself and within the door, and as you find you can feel, you can almost sense that there's some sort of locking mechanism directly under your hands, and very quickly you rear your hand back and just with a flat palm strike the door at this exact spot, and all of you step back, or all of you are kind of pushed backwards um, as this wave of energy kind of emanates out of Adom's fist and into what appears to be some form of magical barrier surrounding these gates. And you can feel this vibration echo all the way up and down through the gates, through the walls, and everyone here, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Okay.
Ooh, nat
Oh.
20, so 27.
Ooh,
Natural 20.
We rolled
Ele-
too many 20s today.
11.
And a lot of them.
For
I feel like
for
this game's gonna bite us in the
perception.
ass later.
It is a perception check. Yes.
Okay.
Adom, what was the
I
total
have
roll?
I have 11, but so I have 3 points in perception, but it's not checked, so I didn't add anything. So I got 11.
You still add the number even if it's not checked. That just means you aren't proficient in it necessarily. So you don't add your
Oh, so
proficiency
that's the
bonus.
bonus. Okay.
You got a
So
14.
14.
Okay. Amy, what's your
Okay.
total?
Oh, that makes more sense to me now. My fault. Now.
You're good, man. It's all good. So
That
Kyle
makes
rolled a
sense.
natural 20. Evie rolled a natural. So Kyle, what's the total roll? It doesn't really matter.
Uh,
You passed with the 20, so
25.
perfect. So 25 for Kyle, 27 for Evie. Emmy and Alaric, what are the total rolls for you?
16.
16 for
Well,
Emmy. 12. You don't have anything. Oh, that is the total roll there. Okay, cool.
yeah, total.
So Kyle, Emmy, and Evie, you are standing there, and you can feel the vibrations all the way up through Candlekeep, and at the very peak of one of the highest towers at the very edge, just over the ocean, you can hear a singular bell ring with the same resonance that Adom just struck the front gates with. How whatever happened, some stream of magic connecting this door with a bell at the tip of that tower was connected by Adom's, flat-handed strike. And although the gates didn't move, the sound of that bell ringing is almost an accomplishment in and of itself. But unfortunately, Adom, the gates do not budge.
Well,
However, just as that bell tolls, who else went ahead and rolled? Kyle and Emmy or Evie, you both got higher than a 25, which is absolutely insane. And then let's see, Emmy, you got a 15. So as that bell dings, you actually can hear something else, and we're going to go ahead and change the scene really quick. Hopefully everything's where it's supposed to be. Oh, I saw that. No, you didn't. You can claim your mounts if you like, but everyone can go ahead and hear some of this. Let's see. Okay, everyone hears this chanting at first, but some of it seems to be blown through the wind as well. But the first one is during the dead winter of our discontent, and a trio of readers shall be bent by love, by pride, and by greed. And as you hear it, you can see a string. Well, that didn't work. I was hoping it'd be. That's okay. You can see a string of sages. These guys are actually like supposed to be bent around here, but I didn't know if I unhid one, it would unhide all of them. That's my fault for connecting them, but here we are. Such is life. And they continue on chanting. While the first may repent and their brethren late relent, another's ambition feeds. The heart of the keeper will be lost, while our brotherhood counts the cost of warnings we shall not heed. And this group is marching and chanting and marching and chanting. And it's very long and it's very drawn out. Think of like old monastic chants. If you're familiar with like Gregorian chants in music,
Yeah.
they continue to march their way across the parapets
Hey, wait.
and disappear off into the horizon.
Throw a rock.
Quick question.
Sure, go ahead and make an attack roll if you like. Quick question for Evie, yes.
Why is Adon the giant question mark?
Huh?
Oh yeah, I actually also have a problem
I,
with
I
that.
see my icon. What?
Because I can see it
He's a
too,
question
but
mark.
that's because it's saved as a local file on ours, Adom. You changed your token,
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
and I uploaded it before, so it's
Yeah,
saved as a
yeah.
local file on mine, and so that's why it's showing
Oh,
up,
yeah.
but it's not.
I was gonna say because it was the old.
Yeah.
I didn't want to comment on it. All good.
Well, that should be the new one. So
Thank
It is.
you.
It is. It is.
thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, that was it.
Okay, Kyle, you can go ahead and make some kind of an attack roll, or you can make, if you're trying to shout, you can make a charisma check, whatever you like.
Charisma check.
Some kind of persuasion or
Bruh.
yeah.
Um,
Is that an attack
I'm not.
roll or
Uh,
persuasion?
persuasion.
Are you trying to throw a rock or you're trying to call out?
Call out?
Okay, yeah. For whatever reason, Kyle, every time you attempt to call out, it seems like you're crying out either at the exact same time the chanters are chanting, and all you can hear is this droning sound as you go, or it seems like sometimes when they're quiet and you try to shout out, the wind raises and blows your voice away. No change is seen or heard on the parapets by any of the chanters that you're screaming at. Let's
Well,
do something else. I'm gonna have you roll 3 checks back to back and give you a bunch of information all at once. Are you ready?
all of us or
Yeah.
just one?
Everyone.
Okay.
Everyone here is gonna go ahead and make another history check. Let's see. What do I want to do? I'm gonna have you all roll it with advantage just because I can.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like
Thank
you
you
guys.
for your generosity.
Yeah. There's a lot of intelligence checks here.
Oh
And
God.
I know that intelligence isn't necessarily the highest for anyone. Ironically enough, Alaric has the highest.
Yeah, because blend
It's not ironic
internet.
because it's you or Alaric. It's ironic because you're a rogue.
Assassin.
Yeah.
He.
Okay. So, wow. Jesus. Okay. Well, I'll just give it all to you. You all recognize this. This is one of the. Well, this is the Deadwinter prophecy, more or less. The revered. Well, the you know that this was a prophecy that was made, hundreds, or well, years and years ago. And the avowed carry out was called an endless chant that goes day and night of all of his prophecies. And it's led by a chosen member of the avowed known as the chanter. And some of you even recognize the dwarf that was at the very front. Didn't see her, she's here. But she is a female dwarf named Benedora Stoneforge, and she is a priest of Malil, and she is currently the chanter of Candlekeep. And she leads a group of avowed around the Court of Air, and she does this every single day. That's their entire job. She does
Oh.
this every day of her life, from sun up to sundown, and the group of avowed that follow her are assigned as part of their job. So they kind of do shifts and cycles, but her job is to lead the chants. And since all of you, well, four of you rolled so high, you also know the first verse. All the chancers are gone before the fourth verse ends, but you know it is a many-faced man trouble brings, his metal hand pulling strings, while it grasps at vile deeds. And that is the last line of the prophecy.
Are you going to be posting that in the chat?
And if you want,
Yeah.
Lee,
I will be right back. I am sorry. My stomach after dinner isn't feeling too great.
have fun. I'm sorry.
No problems.
Okay, that is that part of it. Okay, there you go. Should be posted in Discord for you. I need everyone here to go ahead and make me now a Constitution saving throw.
Uh, is this a magical effect?
No.
Okay. Is it the bad hot cocoa?
It is not the bad hot cocoa, luckily. I don't know what Constitution. Clark has a
well,
2.
I have a 0, so it's a 4.
13 for Alaric. Okay. Emmy, what's the total roll for you?
6.
6? Really? Your Constitution
Mhm.
saving throw is only +2? Aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why I thought clerics had what did your saving throws in? Wisdom and charisma?
Yeah. Wisdom and
Oh,
charisma.
that explains it. Never mind. Okay. Um, Alaric, Kyle, and Emmy, even with the cold weather gear, the cold is extremely biting out here, and each of you are going to suffer a level of exhaustion from that.
Oh,
As you, you spent 2 hours out in the cold. You've been waiting out here now. It seems like the wind is even more biting, coming off directly off the waters surrounding Candlekeep, and it seems like the gates here provide some sort of, funnel in order to directly affect you. And you or you, know, you are frozen nearly. However, the first knock that you all made didn't seem to draw much attention, but uh, Adom's strike, we'll call that the second knock, uh, did seem to draw some attention. And after a few more minutes, after uh, the chanters continue to move on, you hear some footsteps coming back, or coming towards the main gate, and there is a screeching sound as a panel in the door, which is about a foot wide, uh, is slid open, and behind which appear the sharp gray eyes of a balding middle-aged human. And he shouts at you, "We're closed to seekers. Come back in spring." And he just starts to slide the panel closed again.
Wait. We were just inside. Let us back in.
Uh, Go ahead and roll a persuasion check with advantage,
Okay.
as that phrase probably would have caught him off guard.
16.
Um, let's see. It'll be a contested roll against him. I don't even have anything for him. That means I'm ill prepared. Sorry. And if I'm unprepared, it means I'm going to give it to you. So,
Thank you.
you catch his attention. The phrasing is really weird, Tim. You turns around and grunts back at you. You were just in here.
Yes, we were just in our meeting room looking at a book that was left for us, and when we
Listen. Please don't play games with me. The store has been closed all evening, all morning. No one has come in. We're kind of going through some things right now. I don't know what games you're playing, but
we were just in there. The book transported us out. We like just helped you guys with the commoners and everything. Like we were just here.
a book. A book transported you out of Candlekeep.
Yes. Who was the one that left it for us, guys? Who
Fuck.
left the note on it?
I don't remember. Boss. I didn't take note of that. God dang it.
Was it Vernier?
Kyle, I'm going to give this to you because Kyle actually did research on him, and because I'm a generous god. Kyle, it's Janussi. It's the keeper. He was the one that signed the.
Janussi.
Janussi is the keeper of tomes. He is the head of Candlekeep. He is the one that.
Oh,
wrote the
him.
letter. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
So
my god.
I'm gonna tell him that. Be like, we were left a book by Janussi, and he left a note on it for us and to check it out. And when we opened it, it transported us out onto the road. And we're trying to get back in. It's fucking cold. Let us in.
He glances at you. Where is this book?
I'm
Lark has
gonna grab it from Alaric and hold it up for him to see.
He reaches his hand through the, like, kind of barely through it. He knows better not to extend his whole arm out. He doesn't really trust you all, but he puts his hand into the, into the trap, into the panel and the door, and kind of waits for you to hand it to him. But he'll grab it and he takes a look. He sighs. Wait here.
Huh?
And he slams the thing shut again.
Wait, I need hot cocoa. Fuck.
Yeah, he is gone. And he's gone for actually about an hour. It's getting colder. I would say it's not getting colder, but the wind is still picking up. And it has been, quite a long time, but that's not necessarily unusual. You all know that in order to get from the Court of Air to anywhere within the keep is going to take a while. I mean, it takes nearly 20 minutes just to walk from the main gate to the Emerald Door. So getting up into the castle or getting up into the keep, an hour, while it may seem like a long, especially out in the cold, isn't necessarily unheard of.
Should we snuggle?
It is probably encouraged.
Can I make
Let's
us a
snuggle.
campfire?
Okay. Yeah, so I mean you have survivor, you're a wanderer. I'll go ahead and let you all roll a survival check with advantage because of your
Oh.
background.
You said survival?
Yeah, whichever one of you is trying to build a fire, you can.
Oh, who's doing that?
I was gonna do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys can help, or so whoever's helping, you can go ahead and roll with advantage.
I mean,
Nice.
if we need to make a fire, shit, I got hands for that,
True. It looks like altogether you are able to do it. You take some of, you build a little
Okay.
divot in the ground. You dig a small hole to prevent some of the wind from blowing out the fire. You find some, I think each of you still have in your pack some material that is at least burnable. I will say that your cart is not here, by the way, which you may or may not have noticed. But so all the materials in there that your pack horse and your cart is nowhere to be found. But you still have some kindling in some of your packs, your explorers packs and such like that, and you are able to get a fire, and it is just enough to ensure that you do not suffer a level of exhaustion. Alaric, or Laura, while you were gone, Alaric did succumb slightly to the cold, and you are suffering one level of exhaustion. But the warmth of the fire will prevent you from
Oh
experiencing
shit.
another. So you are currently exhausted at the first level. But about an hour later, with your faces and extremities near freezing, the party once again hears the sound of footsteps returning and some orders being given on the other side. And as the doors begin to be unbarred, um, or as a single door appears to be unbarred, you see standing in front of you a an emerald skin dragonborn, dressed in a crimson cassock and heavy dun cloak, with her arms crossed within the folds of her robes, and her black yellow eyes fixed upon you. She has a pronounced beak, and her gullet is a creamy color, and a mane of darker green feathery scales falls from the crown of her head around her shoulders. She is slightly built for a dragonborn, but still measures well over 6 feet tall. You judge her to be between 50 and 60 years old, and in a deep, kind of a guttural, uh, raspy voice, I suppose, she welcomes you. Welcome, seekers, to Candlekeep. Sadly, you join us at bleak, bleak times. And she, kind of puts herself in between the door. She's not quite welcoming you in yet, but she is. She's not turning you away either.
What's happened? Why are the gates closed? What's going on?
Janusi, you claim to know him. He is dead,
Oh,
What?
and we will take a 3-minute break. You find that information.
Fucking
Be
cliffhangers,
back in
man.
just a few minutes. We're going to
this
try to
man
make
gon'
some more progress in this. I was hoping to get through chapter 1, but we may or may not. We'll see how it goes.
I
Either way.
is I might have to excuse myself. I'm not feeling so good,
Okay.
and
I
I'm
mean,
gonna go to the bathroom.
do we just? It's up to you. We still have 40 minutes of playtime. Do we want to continue without Laura here? Do we want to call it there? It's up to you. Kind of
Uh,
a cliffhanger,
I'm
but I mean, by up
I
to you, I mean it's up to the group, not Laura. If Laura has to leave because she's not feeling well, I
so
understand. But
the decision will have to be more or less for Mel, Bernadette, and Brian to decide because I right now am I'm okay to keep going, but at the same time I'm also okay to stop because I'm actually getting like very tired. I didn't sleep too well.
sure.
But
Um,
I don't want that to affect the decision of the others in the group. So it's like whatever they choose, I'm okay with.
I'm sorry, guys. I ate something bad.
Not your fault. No, we understand. I mean, we're like I said, we're losing 40 minutes or so, but I'd rather have everybody here while things are wrapping up, or while things are getting into the full swing. Um, but
That's
yeah,
that's part of why I'm on the side of stopping. It's like
You
to
could
me
go
it's a good
on if you
cliffhanger.
decides to go on. I don't mind. I
sure.
could
Okay.
listen to the recordings.
I'm gonna go ahead and run these ads really quick then, and we'll make the decision as soon as, or we can talk about it while everybody else is waiting. So,
But
um,
I'll go to the bathroom real quick then.
okay.
You could go on, guys. I could watch if you decide to. Yeah, just watch and as in like when the recording comes out.
Sure.
Like I'm definitely into the story right now, but I think this would be a good cliffhanger to leave off on at the same time.
yeah, I agree
Mm,
too.
yeah.
I mean, we're only losing, like you said, like a half an hour, so I mean that's not too terrible. You
Yeah, I mean, by
know,
the time we come back from the ads, yeah, it'll be about half an hour or so. So
Yeah, but I think this would, if we decide to stop, this would be a good point. I think it's like, because you like to leave off on cliffhangers anyways, and I think that's a good spot. It's like a gasp moment.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm fine either way. I trust you guys' judgment.
Not the headmaster.
I know.
Dumbledore got
Imagine the
blasted
thing.
off the tower
Oh God.
by Snape.
Okay, have a great night, everybody.
Feel better,
Thanks for
Laura.
the game.
Sorry,
Good night,
stomach hurts.
Laura.
Thank you. Good night.
See you tomorrow night.
Good night.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, guess what? While we're still on an ad break, Jonathan,
What's up?
cheer is over.
Yay! How'd it go? How'd your competition go?
My group, my girls, they got third.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for them.
So there shouldn't be any more practices or anything. All that we have left is the banquet that we're doing at the end of the month. And
Nice.
that might impact my participation because it happens to, of course, be a Wednesday. It was originally a Thursday, but they moved it like a week ago.
Gotcha. Is it
So
like the week of Thanksgiving or?
it's no, it's the last week of the month, the 29th.
Okay.
So I
Sometime
might
soon, maybe next year's session, we need to talk about who's going to be available for the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. I'm always down, I think, but I know other people have plans and stuff, so I don't know who's going to be out of town.
I'm gonna be down. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have Chris's one or both of his sons here for like that little Thanksgiving break. But they're gonna be going to their mom's for actual Thanksgiving, so there's not gonna be any major plans. So I
Sure.
should be easily able to participate that week. I just wanted to give you a heads up about that last day of that session of the month.
Got it.
Um,
Yeah.
And also I just shouldn't be so tired when it comes to our Thursday night sessions.
Also good.
Yeah.
What are you saying, Brian?
I might be going to a funeral.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Oh.
Next week?
No, it's just like I'm not sure. I have to talk to my mom about it, but I know it's around the end of this month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, keep us informed. I completely understand.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But yeah, that's it.
Okay. Yeah, we'll take a vote. We'll see. I mean, we meet every week, so we'll reconvene next week and kind of figure out what everybody's schedules looks like around the holidays and around Thanksgiving. Um, Obviously some things are out of our control, and I completely get that. So we'll play when we can and have a good time when we're able. But it looks like calling this session here is probably for the best. Laura is not feeling great. Daniel's, getting a little worn out. I understand, not being able to sleep. So we'll call it here. It was a pretty good cliffhanger, just finding out that Janusi is dead. And yeah, I'm excited for you guys to get into it more. Hopefully next week.
Yay!
Yay! Yeah, you guys are free to stick around or head out or whatever you like.
Cool. Thanks for the session.
Thank you.
Yep. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Glad you guys liked it.
I'm gonna go eat dinner.
I'm
Good
getting
night,
hungry too.
guys.
I don't know what I'm gonna have. Enjoy your dinner, Brian. Bye. Thanks for playing. Voodoo. Bernadette, how are you doing? What are you up to?
I'm okay. I'm actually a little bit sick.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. My head was killing me before. Now it's just my throat. I'm gonna take some medicine after this.
Yeah. Hope you feel better. I know with the weather changing and stuff, it's been like super cold here in Texas and rainy, so I know a lot of people are getting sick here too.
It snowed for me the last 2 days.
Yeah.
Ew.
Sorry, what is the plan?
We've called it. We're just gonna chill the rest of the
Oh,
time. I'm gonna wrap up the stream and then we're just gonna reconvene next week. It was a good little cliffhanger to stop on. A little anticlimactic just because of everything happening, but that's perfectly fine.
I got very lucky with that because just went to the bathroom and now I feel sick. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, I'm sorry, but yeah, you're free to you're free to hang out. Like I said, I'm just gonna wrap up the stream. Probably mute myself on here for a second. If you have any questions, though, yeah, feel free to ask them. But if not, hope you feel
I
better.
have if no one else has a question, I have a question or two before I head off. Then
What?
it's more specifically, I might have to ask you this on the back end because it has to deal with more or less like the background of my character.
Got it. You want me to kick Bernadette and Mel out? Got it. Understood.
No. I'll ask you that later.
Well, my food's
I can
gonna
just
be here
ask you
soon
later. I'll just ask
anyway,
you
so
later.
that's all
I
right.
think I see.
It's nothing. It's nothing urgent, so I can ask you that later. No
They're
problem.
leaving. Yeah. Let me. If you want to give me 5 minutes to wrap up the stream, I'll do that. I'll mute myself on here, and then that way, whatever you're talking about isn't on stream about your character, and then
Yeah,
um,
I'll definitely I'll be in the bathroom.
okay.
I'm gonna
Yeah. Then
go get my food, guys. So y'all have a great night, and I'll talk to you later.
bye,
Take
Mel.
care.
Enjoy dinner.
Thanks.
And take care if you're leaving too, Bernadette.
Bye.
Bye, Bernadette. Feel better.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Alrighty. We are off of Discord and in the stream. Apologize for all the technical difficulties earlier. Kahan, Anthony, thank you so much um for handling some things in stream. I know Kahan, you were putting out the reminder. That might be something I have to turn on and off when we're playing. Um, I'll probably do that on Wednesdays and Thursdays. I should be able to like disable it, like enable and disable it. Yeah, I like that little thing. I like that. So we're just going to copy and paste it and turn it into a command. But I do really appreciate Crazy, of course. Hey, Gloria. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Again, I appreciate you pointing out the technical issues. I wish I would have seen it earlier, but with only 2 monitors, it is like crazy hard, surprisingly, to be managing like chat and the Discord and the tabletop all at the same time. Like it, and by difficult, I mean nearly impossible. So let's see. Pull up Nightbot. Going to make this a timer, I think. I'm gonna add this. I'm gonna call it DM reminder. I want it to go off probably every 15 minutes. 2 lines. We'll submit it. And then I should be able to just enable it and disable it as we go. So that's good. You just disable it for now. Perfect. Yeah, it was weird. I don't know why Discord wasn't, or not Discord. Well, yeah, but I don't know why OBS wasn't picking up Discord sounds. I've never had that problem before, so that was weird. Me being muted has happened before, but that's usually my own idiocy. But the fact that Discord was being awkward, I don't know. But either way, I was able to just delete it and add it back in, and it worked. I just need to be more careful of that when we go. So luckily, I don't think too much was missed. We had a quick we just had a quick recap at the beginning. It just kind of sucks that like the first, I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, hopefully not that long, is literally going to be silent. I guess I could edit that out, but I'll take a look at it and see what it is. But yeah, I think that's more or less going to be my Wednesday streams. I'm going to be doing this from now on. It was fun, even though it's kind of difficult. This was just a quick little thing. Again, we're all new players, and I'm a new. I say I'm a new DM, but I've been DMing for a while. But I'm newer to this edition than anything. I'm not an expert. I don't get paid. I'm not. I'm not the best even. So I'm just trying to have a good time and make sure all my players have a good time as well. So. But yeah, I think we'll call the stream there. We usually go until about 7 p.m., but as most of you heard, we had some people falling ill, which sucks. I hope they all feel better, but figure that out. So As always, I love you all. Thank you all for being here while you could. I hope you have a great evening. We'll be back tomorrow night. I should be back streaming tomorrow. I'll be on tomorrow morning playing some more Cyberpunk, trying to finish that. And then tomorrow night, Central Standard Time from 11 p.m. till about 3 a.m., we are going to... Actually, I think tomorrow is going to be closer to 2 a.m. We're going to be playing on the other campaign, which is Horde of the Dragon Queen. So those videos have been up on YouTube for a bit, so you can go catch up with that. So you'll get 2 streams tomorrow, and then I'll be back on Friday. But anyway, I think that's it. Yeah, I love you all very much. Thank you for being here while you could. I hope you enjoyed it for what it was. Just a bunch of friends playing some D&D. And I will talk to you all tomorrow morning sometimes. Sometime. Not sometimes. Sometime. Tomorrow. All right. I love you.